first game of the Betway Premiership. Masishaya Marumo Gallants ngo 2-1. Unfortunately, our second goal scorer, Umfundo Vilakazi, he's not available on the clash because of Ikosafa Cup. So Uzo lose 2 matches umfana. He will miss AmaZulu and also miss imeshi Mamelodi Sundowns. So njengoba sodlala namaZulu mngana, what are your expectations? What is your lineup prediction? What is your score prediction? What's up?
Sanmonan, soccer lovers. Yeah, Cameron, in fact, obvious. Some expectations, in fact, is to get a win, in fact. Naranjan, because Lentis was motivated, especially if SARS we won 2 games, Mrs. Ojala and Sundown. This was guided motivation, it's okay. We can still also get good results from Mamelodi Sundowns also. So we choose Mele win in Jexas.
Ngoba Pirates did very well. Ba winning at 3-0 bashaya iPolokwane City. Mamelodi Sundowns nayo ngcine kuyi 2-0 iscore bashaya iMarumo Gallants. So angazi leyo match yophela kanjani, but definitely Sundowns they are going to score more goals kuMarumo Gallants. So Gallants isenkingeni mngana. Seyiluza imatches 3 manje in a row. Ingafani ke neCape Town Spurs. Nabo bashawe balose 10 matches in the first half of the Betway Premiership season. Ngapha bathengene status, so they are going to lose a lot. But asikho lapho kakhulu. Awunike mngana best lineup prediction. Sizwe ukuthi wena ufaka bobani bakuphikisa abafethu if they feel like khona ekumele ukushintshe or khona ukushodayo.
Yeah, mfethu as uPeace besekayishila, I think nje umuntu esingamchinja usayile. So I think masingachinja usayile, maybe try uDopris ku right. At least lapho you know very well ukuthi gonna have a pace on the both wings and also with the pace yakhe umdota. So when we go forward, it will give us that chance for Chiva Vero also naye ukuthi akwazi ukudlala iball, because sometimes nokumbona drop a deep, so drop a deep kwakhe sometimes kunokumdelayisa ukuthi azithola seboxini yabo. So uzothola leso sikhathi is enough, because ngijabulile mangimonga ukuthi okay uyakwazi ukushaya ama run. So I don't think ukuthi izosindeka if ever soshaya ngaleya drill lapha emva kwakhe.
Yeah, gonna it's a good one. Actually, to praise, he's also very good as a right wing. Usayile uyagudluza umnandi une strength, just nje final finishing yakhe ayikho mnandi, uyakwenza konke ngendlela right, but when it comes to conclusion, that last touch kuba inking. So maybe mabambeka kancane ebenchini, maybe abe super sub, because there was a time la Usayile beka dangerous kakhulu as a super sub, because ufika nomfuthu, ufika hlukumeza agudluze. So yena he's a good player. He just need to improve. He's young, man, 23 or 24, so there's still a room for improvement. Nangaki?
Yeah, nakanje I think yohlanganisa i24, because vele last season mabaveza laphayana kwiboard ukuthi hayi uneminyaka engakhi bekunzima ukukhola, but you can see decision making nangendlela sadlala ngayo ukuthi no immaturity akakabi khona. But I think kuleya game nayo yokuqala he had a bad game. That's why ngithi makaqale kahle ebenchini in order ukuthi azo observe abone ukuthi okay pace yami ngayisebenzisa kanjani, because we know very well ukuthi uzodlalisa idini la Hanamop makazongena if ever uzogaya uDupris inkingo Hanamop. So I think le strength sakhe sizokwazi ukusinceda masithi siya attack going forward, because we know very well ukuthi AmaZulu there is stubborn team. So if ever soba nomuntu wazi ukuthi okay so change uDupris masesibona ukuthi ngazathi akakwazi ukudlala de uyadlala ngakhona on the shoulders of the defenders, we have someone who's ukugudluza and also help uChiva Vero lapha boxing, because we know very well ukuthi siyodlala nama defenders are strong and also ne height abo Tashrik Phillies. So dinga abantu abazokwazi ukuthi ba 18 number boxing, because sibonile ukuthi ku first game mfethu we were creating chances. So sidinga abantu mfethu esazi ukuthi okay mabathola chance they will utilize it, because Usayile mfethu as a sub mfethu I think he's better than makaqala game, because most of my games work we can say with khona ezinye izinto azenzayo, but he's not a bad player after all, but naye uzodlala but I think this season mela improve because I think his season yakhe is 3, so mela zama ukuphula ama socks, because you can say ukuthi manje ku transfer window zange sithole imaterial besiyidinga, but I think laba esinabo manje they can help us ukuthi sikwazi ukudlula through this situation. So I think in a middle of the park bengathanda ukubona uBlom adlala if ever uzothola ichance ukuthi adlale, because sibonile ku game yokuqala ukuthi midfield yethu bengekho compact, bengakwazi ukuthi sustain most of our bowlers, because sometimes nangama second ball bebanokushaya, they were giving umlambo free roll most of the time because bebasaba ukumpress, because bayazi ukuthi ukanjani makaphethe ball. So sidinga that person okwazi ukucover right ground, that person one physical strong who can protect the ball and win the ball. So umuntu okwazi ukudictate lapha ku middle of the park, because sibonile ukuthi kuZwane no Marta I think understanding ya ibakhabile, but for uZwane mina ngathanda ukumbona qala as a 8, because kusese ukuthi singamjudge ngegame 1, because remember ukuthi nokungadlali consistent nayo it does mfethu reflect on how you will perform. So makazothola that consistent run ukuthi akwazi ukusibonisa, I think he will grow some confidence naye, and then he will then decide ukuthi okay, let me try ukuthi ngisebenze even on my off the ball movement.
So ubeki captain ngaphandle,
captain yahlala ngaphandle, umayelo yamudla bench mfethu ukuthi adlale lapha ku left back. So it's all about you must deliver. Just nje into engiyithanda ngoMarty, he has the aggression and that work rate, but akayisebenzisi ngendlela right. So I think masingaloku sichubeka, maybe mhlawumbe mazodlala alongside uBlom umuntu ozokwazi ukumenzela umsebenzi ubulula. That's why we can see because the best of Marty.
Without uYusuf Marty in the middle of the park, mfana will be highly exposed, because mawuthubheka uMduduzi Shabalala as an attacking midfield, ukumarka akana strength umfana. He's not a hard worker, being honest. So akusumuntu ongasho ukuthi uzo assist amasekukubi naye azomarka. Phezu kwalokho uphinda ube noSamkelo Zwane, another player who is not aggressive, ongakwazi ukumarka. So imbobo mfana.
Yabona mfethu uMdudu mina ngeke ngimblame kangaka, because yena vele he's an attacking player, but into engichaza ngayo ukuthi akarelaxanga mfethu, uyazama ukuthi awathi uwina amanye amabhola. So into edingakalayo hayi umuntu ozozekalela relax, because sometimes mfethu kule ma formation esiwadlalayo, especially le 4-3-3 le modern ekwazi ukuchange, idinga lonke player lispan mfethu, akekho umuntu orelaxayo. Even striker kumele libuye lizojoina in terms ukuthi lizo add number in the middle if ever there's a consolidation phase, because sometimes banokusibamba ama offside trap. Sidinga wonke umuntu abuye, because uyithola seyichange formation ushaye 4-1-4-1 lapho ama wingers wakha drop lapha emiddle sekuna 4, because they know very well ukuthi azini manje sifuna ukupress high up.
So mnganami wenza kanjani ngendaba ka Serino? Do you think he's still going to play very well, especially the way bebadlala ngakhona no Bradley Cross? Serino bekangabuye emuva in most cases, ispan sakhe ukuthi nje uhlala up front, and then masibheka uBradley Cross, nayo uBradley Cross bekangasa lama up and down, because pace yambulala, but the way bekadlala ngakhona abe more defensive, aye phambili only ngama set pieces, ngama corner kicks, bekuba simple, because bekangabi that more exposed, especially because we didn't have that defensive midfield okwaziyo ukucover ispace sakhe. I understand. So far they played much better. Yeah, I can say Cross, no, let me give him another chance, even though I was not highly impressed. Ngiyazi ukuthi uyitholile man of the match. Khona maheda wayenzile up front, unfortunately he didn't find the back of the net, but because I still believe ukuthi bekungasile ile left back besidinga eNatural, besifuna i-left back edlala njengoDylan Solomons, umuntu ozokwazi ukugaya number up front aphinda akwazi ukubuya azomarka at the same time, but we ended up opting for him because of his situation. phambili kuba difficult nyana ukuthi asinike those runs and crosses, but at least uyakwazi ukudlala akadlali tumtum like other players that I won't mention.
I think isuke samkala ngamehlo njengamanzi okupheka ipapa uCross, because ku-Arrows bekazenza lezinto, he was overlapping. So I think kule game le uzoba ne-situation A1, because I think this time Sereno will be forced ukuthi abuye move, because they have a right wing back we used, and also they have Umurem as their wing, so they'll try to overload that side. So akana choice mele azama ukubuya uSereno, because manje mayizoba kanje it will be difficult, because makazothi uMakhumurem obvious will give him uzoguy who use the space ukuthi akwazi ukudlula. So I think angeke kube that simple. So coach I think uzokwazi ukubonga ukuthi compromise akhona, but I believe ukuthi yabona bazokwazi ukuthi badile nale ya situation, because overall namaZulu mfethu nabo bane squad esigrand, because nathi kuma flanks wethu mfethu kuma full backs I think isizoba nenkinga, because they also have Mulenga ozodlala ngale ku right, of which kuzoba na inkinga kuye uFroza, because now in terms of his strength. So I think izosikhawatha. So I think lapha namele bazama ukusebenzisana. So I think that's where uBlom mele adlale mfethu, because asina choice.
But mfethu nayo uBlom phela kudala ngadlali with the ST Louis City, so angeke kube into fast ukuthi avele nje abe fully fit ukuthi angaba available, but I'm hoping ukuthi singambona uBlom in the field of play, because without the proper DM ama fullbacks wethu they will always be exposed every time, because if fullback mayizothi yahambi yaphambili kungana backup, it's another problem. Now ama center back kuba difficult ukuthi azama ukukhavela ama full back while iDM yona ayisishaya ispansai, because masithi siba wide sivula igap in the middle, masikwazi ukuwina ama second, masihlulwa ukuwina ama second balls ayisinking in mngana. So
yeah, kona mfethu it won't be easy, because uGod's power ethiwa sayikadorus, and uyisendile iwarning ku-Chiefs ukuthi bafethu nenegade lapho, because I know Aerial is strong, and also Aerial is good, and also is strong physical. So I think Umugwel will try to deal with him kuma ground duel. So I think uDodley must have the responsibility ukuthi adile naye, because ngiyambonile uMugwel ukuthi moyena akabi that good, but I think into will improve gradually. But goalkeeper which I think ngise sharp ngayo, because ayikho into engayipointing should be negative clear game layer. So I think this is the time simbona ukuthi uma set pieces udila kanjani nama high balls, yabona distribution yakhe ukuthi will it help us on the build up phase ukuthi sikwazi ukuyokora, and also ama reflexes, because there are many elements owabhekayo ku goalkeeper, because also a control focus is important, because sometimes switch off bese on the most important part of the game ba lose concentration, because I think that's the indlela kwenzeke ngayo mfethu kulama games esiwabonile, especially ku game yeArsenal against Manchester City, because bayibambe kahle igame but leya chance nje ukugcina. So I think kulapho emele simbona khona, but so far ayikho into embe engayikhuluma ngayo, just hope ukuthi uzodeliver njengoba expectile.
Yeah, gonna no ethi ngumbheko uNthware ngibona ukuthi usinikani. IGallants they were not dangerous up front, bekuyilila goal balikorile nje. Beside that awekho amanye ama shot at goal, shot at target abayenzile ngasho ukuthi definitely bebafika. So yeah, masimbona against AmaZulu ukuthi definitely uye lo Fiacre Ntware bambabazayo, because udlale kahle ku international matches against Nigeria, kept a clean sheet. Nigeria they have good players lapha abantu abadlala Europe, so if he can survive against such opponents, it means he's good enough. Nelento le ne back for yethu nayo mele kwazi ukuprotect goalkeeper, and also nayo goalkeeper abe ne good communication, akwazi ukucommanda i-defense yakhe. It's a chain mnganam, they must work hand in hand in order to get same results. As long as everyone igoal yakhe kuwin match, izinto zoba simple. I'm happy because ngibona ushintsho against iGallants, bebas leader but sikwazile ukubuya egamini siphinde siwine match, into bengayenzeki last season.
Sishayile baba against SuperSport, abuya from a goal down, so
yeah, but
and uKorumdu die futhi lapho
into siyenze once, but mfethu ngeke sifele ukwenza into, ngeke senze sihluleke 10 times bese ngelesi 11 siyenze bese kuthiwe no besikwazi ukwenza. Mele sibheke i-probability ukuthi iyabalance or kanjani.
Phela kuyena nokuthi uyenze i-team enjani mfethu. Phela uSuperSport ihlezi sinika inkinga, but that yiyo into iwazile usibonile okay masithandile sadlala nathi nje this time I think i-team spirit yabajita is high mfethu, is on another level. That's why I can say ukuthi ya kuma games esiyowadlala mfethu we will have that hope, because last season kwamanye bese City high Chiefs izowina, even though deep down we know ukuthi hey the way sidlala ngakhona, but the way sibonile game ya first game against iGallants I think ithemba likhona mfethu lapha. Not ukuthi mhlambe kunoserino but yonke into eyenzakalayo you can see ukuthi they are willing ukuthi basipanisane.
Yeah, ne-goalkeeper coach yethu no uyakwazi ukubuild i-team, because uyu umuntu omeka sure ukuthi every time uhlisa encourage amajita, spirit is high, umoya uphezulu. Uyabona ukuthi no he's creating that healthy environment, that winning mentality in everyone's mind, making sure that everyone uhleza on focus, everyone uhleza alert. So I think his involvement is definitely helping a lot. He did his homework very well, because lenta yenzayo dala siswele natural, and I think it's one of the things ebezenza ukuthi amajita angaperforming ngendlela egrand. You need that thing. That's why makuzoqala imesh abajita mase baye changing room baphinde babuye kushawa igwijo lapha kuyaculwa kumnandi. It's not like bayacula just ukubanga umsindo. They are ba make sure ukuthi bavusa okulele mnganami. You understand? Yeah. Making sure ukuthi noma uzela bayakwazi ukukuvusa ubuyele back in the game uphaphame. So that helps a lot. That's what we need at Naturena, to see amajita abambene. Unity is the only thing that will keep us going. So far, there's hope, Mganam. There's too much hope. Let's see ukuthi kwenzakalani. Masasha AmaZulu ngasho ukuthi at least sekhona ukuzayo uyapheka unabi, because iGallants ngikutshela ukuthi iGallants iwini
kancane mfethu Sophia ndoda lasifuna ngakhona akumelanga sijahe, because la minor improvements you to build on towards one uthi okay sikwazile ukulungisa into enje kancane mfethu. Yabona this time I think into emele si exercise kakhulu more than ever, patience, and also sibe nesineke mfethu ukuthi sibabukele ukuthi kahle what's cooking bayenzani. But overall mfethu mina I think manje ngihappy, even though singakhala ngamasaneni singawatholanga, but labajita bakhona they will try, because manje sebazothina we have been there, so let's try to change manje, because bathi change is not easy, but mase uyiqalile iba mnandi. So bona phambili mfethu sayihlawe nje AmaZulu kusasa ungastress wena.
Bafethu namuzu bonkosi have high hopes ukuthi definitely iKaizer Chiefs they are going to collect another 3 points from Usuthu. Everyone, welcome to K News 24/7. My name is Cameron. I have Upis, my co-host. We are discussing everything that is happening at Naturena. Alright, mngana?
Kahle kakhulu bafu, right wena?
Ngimnandi too.
10 to Shabalala, Sirino Chiva Vero and Duba. That's quite decent. That's quite decent. Let me
they were playing against
let me try and find more people. It's awkward, guys. Then thing is but hey, what is life if it's not awkward? I'm just going on and finding the most randomest people I can find. Let me go to Aba Makosi. Makosi, you are live here on Coordination Fancy.
Hello, namuhla kuyabhujwa. Amaphuzu siwathatha onke asixolela AmaZulu. Ingaphakathi ke manje impofana isingenile. Kunjalo nje. Score 3-0. 3.
Uba ukorayini.
Bafana abancane. Shanga amayangi mfowethu. Young ones. 3-0. Sharp cause.
Sure. Awe. Awuthi ngize la abanye bayishuthela ithombe. Kuningi. So this is what's happening at the stadium. This is what's happening. People are arriving. For those of you who've never been to the stadium, just to experience the vibe. Yabona ukuthi ngiyanzama. Ningasho ukuthi anginzami mina. I zama you guys. And you are not zamaring me. Why am I not seeing lives? Why am I not seeing likes here? Blom and Mart, I think that's a big talking point. Ukuthi Blom no Mart are both starting. because I think this is perfect preparation for the game on Saturday. So Blom will be pocketing about Rivero. Let me ask more people. Of course, hey, we're live.
Kosi.
How to kala ngosuthu. Zobulala usuthu.
Usuthu manje siqedile ngaye namhlanje.
Yeah.
Angeke phinda.
Score.
Score 2. Hayi, 2-0.
2-0.
2-0.
Bawuscore.
Ngiyayigaranta le.
Yeah.
Hayi kuscore hayi.
Awazi bawuscore.
Hayi. Angifuni ukugamba manga.
Awazi.
Angazi.
Athi size kapha. 4-1, say 4-1.
4-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uscoring.
Abafake uribe ubani umfana
Wahamba. He just left. He just left. He literally just left. I'm trying to. Yeah, there's a lot of people, but I'm limiting myself. It's Hey, live. Wafika kahle ngi-live. Angikwazi ukubamba ngale sandla. We are live here. We are live. So, we're starting.
Ngibona sengathi right iline up because uBlom kukhona lento azoyi-add laphana esiswini sethu yabo, so usayile vele akukuningi asiyeza khona, so ukuba khona kaDuba kuningi umehlo ongenzeka ku-final third. Yeah.
Nazo. Ngiyakuzwa mina. Konje uthoba igama, you didn't give us your name.
Ngcebo Dludla kaMaphumulo. Yeah.
Danko Khosi. Sure. I do not know, guys. Tell me if the connection is still there because we went offline for a second. I do not know what happened. Where? Yes, now Petolo. Where Petolo? You do realize that we are live here, and comments are just scrolling, so I can't be finding comments because one hand is holding the mic, one hand is holding the phone. Everything is fine. Oh, okay. Well, I thought something was wrong. Let me ask these very tall gentlemen who are much taller than me, will make me look short. Gentlemen, they just walked past me. Yeah, for your content. They just walk past me. It's so weird, but it's fine. I'm going to. You find people that you think will talk. Ne? He will talk. This gentleman will talk. Gentlemen. All of them are running away, guys. I do not know. They do not want to be live. So me, I'm just going to continue talking. Can someone remove this guy called Petolo on the live stream because I'm getting tired of him? In fact, let me do it myself. I'm just going to remove him. And I'm going to remove him because, wow, I'm tired of him. In fact, where do I remove him? I'm going to remove him. Because, man, I don't know what am I supposed to do because I'm telling him, Uguti, I'm live and I can't be specifically looking for his comment. Anyways, Abantu Bati were good. And Undux is asking, what do I think about the starting 11? What I think, okay, that's great. Let me sit down because some people are scared of talking to Amalukunj. I'm just going to be showing you the stadium in the meantime while I talk. So you see it's filling up nicely. Players are going to come out now to warm up. You can see already the ring announcer person over there. Ring announcer. What is this? Wrestling. Abalandeli are already getting so there we go. So starting 11, what do I think? I think coach made a very good decision. Utuba came on and he played very well, and also giving him some minutes, given the fact that Ranga is going to be starting a lot of games and Tuba might not be starting will be starting a lot of games. it then makes sense why Duba is given some minutes, even though he's playing as a winger. Because if the coach also, remember, this is a coach who's very capable and he knows what he's doing. And if he sees him as a winger, maybe that solves other problems that we have. So I think that it makes sense in that regard that Duba is starting as a left winger. So I mean as a right winger. And I'm pretty sure there will be rotations, because we've seen this, and you will see as we'll be watching the game. You will see no one will have a fixed position in this game. They will be rotating throughout the game. You check Uguti wherever they will be starting, because now we're trying to watch. Is the game really sold out? I have not seen such, but people are excited. Let me go. I hope me going that side will not shorten the internet connection. To print the subs, I did not check the subs. Let me check. Yes, to print Modi Mashane. Modi, look at that. Modi is also in the subs, so that's great. So there's quite a good bench there. Sold out. It doesn't look like it's sold out, guys, because it's an hour remaining. But I see a lot of people are still coming in, right? Like there are a lot of people who are still coming on right now. So there we go. And also the other change is Uplom for Uzwane makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I think that makes sense a lot. I think I'm just gonna sit here. Although I wanna sit centrally, or I'll just go to the next level in the stadium. Is it? It says the game is sold out, so this is still gonna fill up pretty quick. And now that means my sitting position must be strategic, because kuzohlehliswa kick off if kukuthi kanjani. I think kuzohlehliswa kick off, because if it's sold out, Pela, look at how many seats are still empty, guys. Can you see from the top and you look across, you can see. You see it's still empty. The part that is filling up is the main stand. So let me pin this thing. Thank you, Ongaletu. I want to pin your message so that everyone who's coming can see Uguti who's starting, because I want to keep on going back. But yeah, Abantu are coming in, and at this point I've stopped interviewing them. I'm just saying, unlike any video, guys, 29 minutes, still 82 likes. Kashin. Yes, one that is asking if I'm alone. I'm a solo content creator with trust issues. I'm joking. I'm a solo content creator. If you start working with people, you have to pay them. It's only fair, right? So I work on my own for now until I am big enough to get sponsorships, because apparently I'm not big enough to have a sponsor, so I still need to work. Which is why I say, if you are not subscribed, subscribe. And if you are watching the video and you've not liked it, you are doing me injustice, because then I'm not gonna grow. Yes, it's true, the tickets are sold out. Listen. Can you hear that? Abalandel Bay Chiefs. Jalo, I will zoom into a section by the tunnels. Ne? So you see that section where there are seats there, where there are seats available. That's because AmaZulu asked, they said we shouldn't sit there. So yeah, I can't ask Abalandel right now. For some reason, they come to you if they see a light and whatnot. So right now I don't have the light. Thank you, Ntlantla. I think Plum will make a big difference in the middle of the park. Kusho Utabo Mohono. So tanko. Hey man. You swear it's another team playing. Look at that. You see, this is the kind of stuff I should be recording for afterwards. But no. Oh, now I've completely zoomed out. This is the stadium. Oh yes, that's true. Sold out doesn't mean full capacity. Now the question is, how many tickets were made available? That's another thing I don't know, because you know what I'm thinking right now? I'm thinking the team is gonna come. Who wants to watch the team? There are no AmaZulu fans. There are very few AmaZulu fans. The person who's asking me, to interview him. Oh, there is AmaZulu fans. Someone is asking me to interview AmaZulu fans. Hello, sanibonani. Si live. Ngicela ukuthi khona umuntu ofuna ukukhuluma nabalandeli bamaZulu. Ninjani?
Siyaphila njani baba?
Hayi ngiyaphila. Cela nisikeze match prediction yanamhlanje.
Yo sizowina ngo2-1
AmaZulu.
AmaZulu ngeke ezewina namhlanje bhuti wami. Angifuni ukuqambela amanga. Yes. AmaZulu awawini namhlanje. Ayashawa AmaZulu.
Wona umlandeli wani?
Ngumlandeli weChiefs mina. Oqondile.
Lo muzi kuhlalwa kanjani?
AmaZulu ayashawa namhlanje ngamagoli angaphezulu kwamathathu kwelilodwa. Yep. Bye.
Mina ngithi AmaZulu ayawina ngo2-1.
Niyazwa ke lo muzi lona ubhekene la uthi ngiye kumlandeli weChiefs. Kosi
Hayi inkosi liyadlula namhlanje. Ya 3-0.
3-0.
Ya
ubani okorasi?
Awuserina 2. Eli 1 silinika ubani? Amara sili defend
So
A1.
defend the
Yeah. Yeah, icon.
Yeah. Kuzwa bit. Tako kosi. Okay, now sizoma la. I think this is the best possible place yokuma and then check out the environment. Thank you. Anikubeka like any video. I'm international. 3+ goals. I'm watching live from Miami, bro. All the best to your team. I'm watching with other South Africans. Shout out, Neba. I'm international. I've been telling you this. There is telling on the other side who's watching from Ghana. Because Mazalak TikTok.
Gozi TikTok wena. Ngiyagozi TikTok. Ngiyagozi TikTok. I'm following you on TikTok. TikTok.
Ngezwa.
Masikhombisa ubani?
Umpilo. Awubazakhombisa ukuthi wazajabula lo baba. Si live manje ku YouTube. Spagat. Si YouTube manje si live. From Botswana. Yes, if you are watching from another country which is not South Africa, I'm showing my comments. Cause awusinikeza igama lakho, usinikeze your match prediction.
Usandile Sole 2-0. Serino Duduze Shabalala. Then sekuphele kanjalo phela ngami. Kosi for life.
Kosi for life. Number 1. I don't know how many people I've met today. Bese beyajabula bethi, "Hey Mpilo." Yini manje?
Silandele mina kodwa wena ungangishuki.
Silwelani manje?
Silwelani. Letho ukuthi ngikulandele mina wena kodwa ungangiboni mase ngise ground. Uthi amakhosi. Kodwa mina wena ungangiboni eground.
Nakho ngiyakubona nje sengize kuwe manje.
Uyaphila mfethu.
Ngiyaphila.
Cha ngiyalandela impela.
Hayi siyabonga.
And indaba zekhosi ngithola kuwena. Kuyangisiza. Ngisiza kakhulu ngoba kungenza nami ngibe updated. Ikona okungisiza kakhulu. Yeah.
Hayi nakho. Senza njani namhlanje si live YouTube?
Hayi siyawina. Yabona ngiphethe umfana wami babili. Khona nowakwabo angimphathanga namhlanje ngoba usamncane.
Awumbeke uyikhipha serious kanjani?
No siyawina namhlanje.
Nazo-ke.
Mfowethu ngicela nje wena mina sengasafikaza ngenza yonke into kodwa nje qhubeka nolomsebenzi owenzayo. Uyangithokozisa ngoba usenza thina sibe updated. Yabona nje uma ngeke ngangena ngisuke sengazi ukuthi khona inkulumo engizoyithola.
Khona inkulumo engizoyithola. Ngiyabonga ne. Sure. Awe. Yabona ke ma madoda ngithola imali ke namhlanje guys. Ngiyabona ukuthi mina nginama subscribers aloyal kanjani. Ayave ubu50. Uzongipha noma u50. Ngise KZN ke manje wazi ngokuthi uphiwe imali mase KZN. Hayi ngiyabonga. Bukani. Uthe ngikhuluma nobani? Unathi ungipha imali guys. Ubaba unene ungipha imali. Ugogo wamakaneni uyazi uthanda kabi ukuthi umama
usuyamkhombisa
ukuthi nansi.
Lena kusho ukuthi yedlozi.
Ngiyabongela ne. Sure. Awe. Yabo. Kusenquthu. Yeah. Hayi ngiyabonga. Sure. Guys, ngenza ngiphiwe imali manje unprovoked. So yeah, so thank you. Abantu bakhona la abantu are showing me some love. I have money now that just I got from Nazi. So shout out to him. I'm also trying to see where I'm gonna. They are coming out to warm up. You can see the goalkeepers there. They are coming out to warm up. Can you see? I don't know if I get closer. If I get closer, I'll make things worse. But they are praying there. As you can see, Ntwari running down the line. This is elite content. This is elite content. I do say so myself. Now Ntwari, the starter goalkeeper, runs this side. That's what always happens. Someone is watching me from Kiani. Shout out to everyone, guys. Someone is watching me from Eswatini. Someone is watching me from Lesotho. Shout out, guys. Someone is watching from Lesotho. Klanhla is selling, we love you, Mpilo. I love you too. Stebiso is watching from now. Fiacre is praying. Now you can see the keepers. We're watching the warm-ups now at this point. I'm just going to make content for you at this point and not talk to people. And also, I don't know where to put this money. I'm going to put it on my pocket. I'm happy. There we go. I wish I had done this thing last year as well to show you, because now you'll be seeing the difference between how the current coaching staff does things compared to the previous staff. Until DSTV I'm broadcasting their things. But here we go. Amanit is a sold out affair. I wonder if they just made the lower level tickets available. Umatata is saying, Nyavuma is where I am. Ngwavuma, nakungfunda into engekho, ngwavuma. I'm not checking my phone on purpose, because ngibamba phone ngesandla esodwa, and on the other hand, awuthi ngisondele la. Ngoba Khosi ugrand
khona njani mfowethu?
Ngigrand ba.
Kade ndikulandela ku Facebook.
Ngiyazibonga.
Facebook ndiyakwazi.
Yeah.
Kwezemidlalo kuma uchaze ndikujonga pha
Yeah.
detail enkokheli kodwa ndiyavuya namhlanje ndikubona ndithe nakubona
Ngiyazibongela mina.
ndithe ndize kumabhedi ndizobabona babafana baphetheni
Bazodlala kanjani namhlanje?
Namhlanje ndifuna nje badlale iwini kuphela namhlanje no anandaba ukuthi bawina ngabani kodwa namhlanje ndifuna iwini just because ndifuna at least sibe lapha ku number 1 number 2 yes and then futhi ndiyabathemba ukuthi bazoyenza lo nto leyo yes.
And if uswina namhlanje siyawina
Saturday obvious siyawina Sundowns andiyoyiki andifuni uxoka lapha idefender yakhona sendibabonile ungekho nantsika umdawu lapha kwa number 2 yayibona ayihlangananga kahle and then Nabi kwensuku sefikile idefender yakhe at least ikhona into ayizamayo yes mntakwethu
hayi ngiyabonga
ubonga mina mntu
live yabo si live nazo shosho Khosi uthe ubayigama
Alex Majangazi ujolo ucengeba lo umphankomo usomafaka
nazo ke Khosi ne uthi because Alex is making a point here ukuthi we just need to win. We need to win, it doesn't matter the score, and that's also going to yeah, I get that also, because we need momentum. That is what I was talking about. You see the keepers, they are doing that thing of juggling the ball. They are juggling the ball. Why are they doing this? For Manak, let me change this. Let me hold it with my right hand. And see what's gonna happen. Buka Ngisechi Golf, I can't read that name. Someone is watching, Ureza Omar is watching from the United Arab Emirates. I believe you, based on your name as well. Unoms is saying Chiefs mustn't pour us win this game. You know one thing I can do, ne? Since I'm sitting here, let me just let my hands won't shake. I'm trying. W Alex. Happy to see Blom on the starting lineup. The players will be coming out probably in the next 5 to 10 minutes. They are cutting it very close though. And the fans are filling up the stadium nicely this side. The keepers are warming up nicely here. And the players are also filling up the stadium nicely. and more and more people are getting in. Yeah, let's say it's a good observation. People are late, ne? There is no stadium where each Chiefs has fans early. Never. Like it's a nature that you now see. If someone Mfukeng is saying Mpilo, we love you from Croatia, we even call you Mpilovic. I like that. I will take that. Mpilovic sounds very nice. Aban Baez, yeah, exactly. Aban Basemsebenzin, and also as I was coming to the stadium, the traffic was starting to be a bit much because I arrived here around 3:30, ne? So I arrived around 3:30 with the bus, obviously, because I can't afford flying, because I think I will have to fly to the game Yemakesi, because I think it's midweek, and that ticket is 3,000 in return, because I have to be at school the following day. So I'll have to fly on a Tuesday, sleep there. The cost just went up to like 4,000 for one game. For one game, guys. I will have to Lungelo, the camera is shaking. What am I gonna do? I need to buy a gimbal and shake. But yeah. Where is the chips hype? It's sold out. Peluguti people are late, that does not mean. You must remember, even the first game against Gallants, the match was delayed. Why was the match delayed? The fans were late. Same thing today. The match might get delayed. Undux is saying you are passionate. Usikaza is saying it's so Kalis Baku. Can we see the lineup? Can we see the line by the gate? Oh, okay, let me go and see. Can we see the line by the gate? So your wish is my command. I will check. Let's check. Uguti, what is the line looking like? So these are people right here arriving. This is the side. People are taking pictures there. So these are people arriving. This is the gate. So I'm just showing you what is happening by the side where people are arriving. Unfortunately, I can't go further out. This is how far I can go. But you can see, this is Abantu laba bayafika this side, and like
He replaced
I would like to go that side of the stadium. But then I'll have to turn on the lights. My only fear with turning on the lights is
What's going
Mayele did not sign for.
Yeah,
Because the last time I
obviously.
checked, he was a striker.
Mfethu angisho besisakhuluma la sithi uma uyiplayer you need to be versatile. Wewe usangitshela
Kunika, it is known. Wandile Duba, even last season, ever since Saz Wandile Duba, we know him as a striker.
yeah.
Yeah, so as a winger, even na kule ameshe marumo Gallants makangena as a sub, makadlala lapha ku wing. I don't know, maybe or a plan kanabi ubonile ukuthi umfana capable une speed and must bega this right wing Christian Saile akasneaky that much.
Yeah, obviously substitution yakhe is guy something because Christian Saile wasn't performing well, as we've mentioned before. For that performance, which abuye ku lineup, it would be unfair to other players. So Wandile Dua, well, he didn't do much on that last match. He only had that assist to Vilakazi. But pace-wise, I think probably because Unabi is still new Lape Naturena, he's got his own tactics. So they play a certain way, and then he feels like ever since Wandile Duba came on and did what was expected of him the last match, regardless of which he's a striker, he did very well on the wing. So I think they are carrying from the momentum le sigcine ngayo match siqala ngayo namhlanje.
Yeah, gonna man, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to see him here. What I see here ukuthi uNezradim Nabi ucreator ilento lena i-backup. Starting with uWandile Duba, it's a good option. Uyakena ukuthi uSayile beka good last season as a super sub, because I don't think Duba can play the whole 90 minutes because of his fitness level and obviously the adaptation ukujwayela ukudlala na real opponents. I think first half umfana nga survivor, but second half if bangalahlela uSayile can give AmaZulu that tough time ukuthi bangakwazi ukudlala from the back, because uSayile une pace and he also got strength. So I think if ama-wings wethu ne-striker kube into so, because uShiva Vero manje angisam-count as someone odlala lana, because ungisurprisile against ilento le iMarumo Gallants. He was deep, bekakwazi ukuzicollectela ibhola nini beka la abathatha ngama-run. So I love how he played on our previous match. So I want to see these three. This is our first line of defense. We make sure ukuthi we keep on pressing every time. Press AmaZulu ukuthi bangakwazi to build from the back, so that siba forced ukuthi bashaya ama-long balls. Lama-long balls ayophelela la. We have Vunjabulo Blom, someone who have much experience in this position. So I think today I see us playing much better. Even Augustine Sereno
Blom is there. Let me see if I can find him,
even though
and focus on him. So
you'll
also see how they warm up. On this side, it's the reserves, and on that side, it's all the players who are starting. I'm trying to find Ublom.
Because
Oh, 9
game changer.
Sorry for the bad quality, but there is Blom. He's next to Samgelo. He's kicking the ball.
No matter.
No, sir, immediate pass, you only get it beginning of the season. If you don't get it beginning of the season, they can't issue it during the season. So unfortunately, I will only be able to get media pass beginning of next season. So in the meantime, I either need to get a better lens to add to my phone. Usbaba is saying congrats on 35 subscribers. Thank you so much. Sereno. I'm trying to find Sereno there. I see Mart. See those players warming up there. Yeah, there is Sereno. 1, 2. He's number 2. If you're starting from that other side, it's him. There is Cross. The phone is better than me even at this point. Yes, we are winning. So here the reserves warm up over them. The Duprees, the Mdus, the Sailes, the Mashianes, and Solomons as well. I see him over there. Msimango. It just looks weird to see Msimango being on the reserve bench. Obrigado is there. See the boy who's wearing long sleeve Umagayo lap. He's there. Full attendance. Let me show you the full attendance. So these are the people so far. So these are the people who are here so far. And obviously there is more people arriving. And Ukalilu Jamini Lapa. And those are the starters warming up. Yeah, so there is Sereno there. Let me zoom in again so that you can see. There they. For some reason, 245. There is 10 of them, yeah. All of those are starters. These are the warm-ups. I'm trying to see. There's a player I don't see properly on that side. Bayasebenza la. You know what I find funny is that, but not funny really, it makes sense. The starters warm up with the fitness coach and the reserves are just on their own. Someone must take charge. I feel bad shame for Msimang, I'm not gonna lie. Because the guy was a starter, the guy was in line to probably be a captain. But now, he sits, Duba is there, he sits on the bench. I don't know if you can find him. Let me try and find him. Because if I get any closer, then Masek Belengenza my interview after the game, I won't be able to. So, there is Ranga here. And next to Ranga, okay, let me call the players as I see them. So if we start on this line, the first one will be Mart, then there is Blom, there is Frosla, there is Inacio, then there is Ranga. And then if we go this side, you have the first player is, who's that guy? I can't see him. Uduba, yeah, it's Duba, then Ushabalala, then Ukross, then Usirino, then Utotli. So those are the 5 this side, then the 5 that side. Oh, I tried, Shemwe Alina. I tried. Let me see. Can you see now?
Wait, Premiership. Tell us more.
You can watch if you have Showmax because
Well, a very good evening.
apparently all the games are shown on Showmax. So
Athlon Stadium. Yes, Stellenbosch are used to playing their home games at the Donny Craven, but today they will be playing their home game here. But very important, this is a team that has been able to dominate in the Western Cape Derby. There is that sense, there is that rivalry, there is that tension, and that is why we've asked to go into the change room. Because this is where the story will be. When you're talking a DDC celebrating 10 years, they don't get bigger than Jaden Adams. He's a player that has been so key for the side, especially when you look at his movements off the ball, what he contributes for the team with the ball, but also so much talk about whether or not he would be staying in Stellenbosch. Well, his future is secured. He is still a Stellies player, but now you have to move forward and start thinking with such a busy schedule. Yes, they are doing well on the continental front with the CAF Confed Cup. There's also a cup final to think about. But today, all their attention will be on the league campaign. But Isekazini, we're still talking football heritage, because with these two teams, there's always that sense of rivalry. Stellenbosch Football Club, Cape Town City. Earned that right to start the games. Devon Titus. About what this institution is all about in terms of being that conveyor belt of playing ahead of the Western Cape Derby. It is back to you.
Walk through the change room there. Jerseys you won't see hanging on the wall are Dina van Rooyen's one. You won't see Van Veek's jersey. You won't see Reyners's jersey as well. And they have all moved on to different destinations, which means the starting lineup different. Where is the danger? Where is it that they have beefed up and made sure that those players are not felt, the loss of them?
Yeah, I think Barnes coming in, I think he's a solid sort of shoe-in. I mean, for Van Veek, he's already proven himself at this level, Barnes, under difficult circumstances at his previous club. He's already proven what he can produce. And when I see, Titus and De Jong, that's continuity. That's the same mentality. And I believe Titus can be a replacement for Reyners that has departed. If you look at his speed and you look at his goal-scoring ability, I think that just gives him more responsibility in terms of getting onto the score sheet. That'll help him as a player and get better. And then you got Basadine, wonderful left foot, and Ngaba, you got Nduli as well, and Torre for power in the centre-back. It's still a solid team, to be fair to them.
Now you see Leshonolo Mojela sitting on the bench. He's got 2 goals in the 2 games they played in the CAF Confederations Cup, home and away against Vita Club out of Congo there. He's being held back. Secret weapon, second half.
Yeah, I think he gives them something different. When they want to press high, they use him with the pace against Sundowns and the cup competition. That's exactly how they deployed him. So probably keeping him on the bench as a second half impact player.
What makes this game so exciting, guys? I mean, there has never been a goalless draw in this encounter.
Yeah.
In those 10 games that have been played between the two since 2019, never a goalless draw. Why?
Well, like I mentioned, if you watch this game live, Tom, it is fiery on the pitch. Like, it feels like a derby. The players go at each other. You know, you won't think that they're mates the way they play against each other, which is good for competition, isn't it? So there's that real Cape Town aggression when you go play down there. Probably one of the reasons why, you know, certain coaches love having preseason in Cape Town. There's just a different type of mentality and doggedness about their football down there.
There's all smiles at Stellenbosch because they've won the last 3 of these Western Cape derbies against City in a row. And if you might go even further, they've got 6 wins out of the last 7 matches against Cape Town City. Stellies are the dominant force in this encounter, and they're looking very calm, cool, and collected. However, though, Jimmy, how big a difference is it that they're not playing at the Donny Craven Stadium, that they're playing at Athlone?
Yeah, look, obviously it will affect their planning, but in terms of the application, it still should be the same. And they're playing against one of their tough opponents in Cape Town City. So you then nullify the ground issue because now there's an important 3 points to play for. And it can't come better than playing a derby for them. And one thing to obviously, with the stats that you had just read out now, Cape Town City will also want to break that to make sure that they also give a bit of a positive picture to those stats.
Yeah, City trying to get their first victory of the season. Their opening game was one that they would have thought they would have won. Similar to Stellenbosch going down to Golden Arrows in their first game. Well, for Cape Town City, they drew against Royal AM, and we all know the trouble that Royal AM have from the perspective of being able to bring in signings. So City would have thought this is 3 points. It did not happen. What are they feeling? And obviously, Rato, now that you've given us the change room, your Stellies, we want to see the other side of the Western Cape derby. Lerato, take us through it.
Well, thank you very much, Thomas. We're still continuing with football heritage, and today's Western Cape derby is all about 2 teams that are looking to make history in South Africa's top flight and in South Africa's football. When you talk about a player that is a true testament of this particular team, you're looking at a player like Tahir Goedeman, and still celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the DSTV Diski Challenge, a player that started playing for their reserve side and now gets to see his jersey up in that starting 11 in a big Western Cape derby. His influence today is going to be so massive for Coach Eric Tinkler, especially because he's going to need to facilitate a lot of things and ensuring that they play in a certain way, while Stellenbosch, of course, still holds all the cards when it comes to this particular Western Cape derby. But excitement all around, you can tell with just the way everything is being just layered in this particular change room, that everybody is thinking about the derby. They're thinking about getting the all-important 3 points, and of course it will be very important for them right in the early stages of this season. So it is back to you, Thomas, after giving you a bit of a breakdown in terms of what is happening in the Cape Town City change room.
Having a look into the change room. It's not a view we get very often. Thank you, Lerato, for taking us through that. But now, the starting lineup. Eric Tinkler's men. This is what they look like. Prince Chiweza scoring on the opening day. 8 minutes in, you thought Cape Town City were array against Royal AM, but they weren't. Here's the lineup for you. Has much changed?
Not much has changed. I think it's more of a continuity for them. Makarini has been very instrumental in the middle of the park. Cupid has done exceptionally well, as well as Thompson Mkize as a fullback. But I think it's in front of goal, where you expect players like Hashim Domingo to really be the supplier in front of goal.
However, I look at that and I go, Chiweza scores in the opening game. He's the exciting player. You all, and Bongs, you're amongst them, loving what he brings to City. He starts on the bench today.
Yeah, that is quite surprising, because certainly, I mean, look, he's meant to essentially replace a double-digit goal scorer in Mario, who's departed.
Yes.
And that's the man that you want to bet on, essentially, because he's got the confidence. Leave within the squad. It is still early days, so we can't say that he has his strongest.
to see the coach believing in the young players and giving them an opportunity. You know, I think he would have been disappointed in the 1-1 draw against Royal AM, but he comes into this game, approaches it differently, and make sure that he applies his team in this one, because it's not going to be an easy one, Bongs.
Definitely not. I mean, look, it is for Cape Town City. I think it's quite a pivotal season in that with all the signings that they've made, a lot more is expected. In their eyes, I'm sure they see themselves lifting a trophy this season, but, you know, you need to pass these tests first before you even start dreaming of that.
Big name signings that have come to the club, and they're pretty much all in the starting lineup with Makaringo, Domingo, Sakuna, the man who's they just got back from Bangkok United, and Kamohelo Mokoja in screen there in his second league encounter for his new club after having left Skokuni United. But now, let's hear what the coaches have to say in this Western Cape derby. Stevie Barker, Eric Tinkler, no love lost between the two of them, and Tinkler absolutely desperate to get the first win for City since, 2021 is the last time they were able to get a win against Stellies.
Football heritage. Let's talk about what a derby means for the people, the big fanatics out here in the Western Cape.
Yeah, I know derbies are always special matches. You know, we've taken it upon ourselves over the last years to try and make it a real proper derby. So in other words, you know, we want to win derbies. We want to do it for our fans. We want to do it for ourselves. We want to do it for our families. So a lot to play for. Derbies are a little bit that extra edge to the game. So hopefully, you know, we are up for it. You know, we're up there in the Winelands against the suburban Cape Town City team. So, yeah, we want to go out there and really put on a big performance and make our fans proud.
It's a busy football calendar when you look at just what's happening with the Stellenbosch Football Club. Let's talk about how you're managing the squad, but also expectations as you focus on the league campaign.
Yeah, it's a bit sort of new territory for us. So, obviously, you know, traveling to the Congo and only arriving on Monday, and again we play, and then obviously travel again to Polokwane on the weekend before the final. So yeah, it's a lot of matches, but I think as a club that's what we want. That's what we you know, perform in the league well, to be able to play on the continent, to be able to, you know, go deep into finals. So it's what we want, so we mustn't we must look at it as a privilege and something that we need to embrace. So there's a couple of changes to the squad that we need to be smart about, you know, just to manage the team. There's
winning those duels, you know, play with the same type of aggression they play with, you know. They've been our hoodie team for a number of years, you know, but hopefully we can change that today.
They do have an upper hand when it comes to results in this derby. How much of it is more of a mental game when you talk to the players to say we need to start showing up in derbies?
Yeah, I think very, very much so. You know, I think you underestimate them. You know, and because of that, you end up on the losing side. You know, so I've explained that to the players. You know, you've got to match them in all areas of the game. You know, technically you may be a better team than them, but it means very, very nothing, and means nothing in the derby.
Makaringa and Amadou start today in your front line.
Yeah, exactly. Amadou's been really, really good in training of late, and you know, we thought we'd give him his opportunity to start today. Brought Fortune back into the starting lineup, so pretty much similar team that we started against Pirates at home.
Thank you, Coach. All the best.
All right, so the one thing you're not allowed to predict, guys, is a goalless draw. It has never happened in this encounter. 10 games, so you can't say that. Bongs, how do you see this one going?
I think it'll be 2-1 Stellies.
2-1 Stellies?
Yeah.
What are you basing it on?
Off a defeat. I mean, they're playing in their 9th game of the season already, you know, so they're match fit 100%, even though, to be fair to Cape Town City, I mean, they're playing their 5th. But I think Stellies are just more fresher in terms of match fitness.
All right. I made that mistake thinking about going into the Arrows game, saying, there's no more games. Arrows haven't played, it'll be stainless. Why can you disagree completely?
I think with the outcome against Royal AM, they let it slip. And I think the coach probably had a go at them and can come better than a derby and wanting to get the 3 points from your rival. So I see City bouncing back on this one.
Yeah, Eric Tinkler was fuming about the approach that his players had, especially after going up against Royal AM in their previous encounter, where he essentially felt like they relaxed, they pulled up the handbrake, they thought the game was over, only for Mutibang Sera to find the back of the net in the dying moments and snatch a point for Royal AM. But now, let's focus our attention on the other match. This is what's going on at Moses Mabhida. Sold out, 35,000. That's how many tickets were made available, 35,000, and all of them have been bought. AmaZulu's starting lineup looks like this. Bongs, what do you think of it?
Yeah, I mean, solid lineup. I think on paper, AmaZulu should really be finishing a lot higher than what they're finishing, you know, especially when you look at last season. Obviously, Brooks can be a shining light. Igadoro, for me, is very, very important in the way that they play, getting the ball into the box. He should be getting on the score.
I want to jump straight in and say to you, Moto's dropped. Moto sits on the bench. After all that conversation and the haircut, it hasn't convinced Coach Pablo Franco that he gets to start today.
Yeah, well, look, unfortunately, you know, with those two errors, you know, haircut's not really going to help you, is it? So again, you're given a rest, you know, you're given a rest to sort of just sort yourself out and someone else gets given a chance. The question is, do they have enough in that department, you know, for the season? Because the last thing you want is, obviously, your number one is struggling in the beginning of the season. You still have 30 games, 30 plus games if you include cup games and all sorts. So, yes, the club has to make decisions, and hopefully, you know, Zimela can come in and do a job that needs to be done.
Interesting as well that they didn't go with the two big men as they did in the previous encounter. You don't see Dion partnering Igadoro in this encounter to start today.
I think maybe it's more a tactical approach from them. Dion gives them something off the bench, a bit of pace. But I think it's more how they can then move the two centre backs from the Chiefs' perspective.
Well, there's plenty of quality out wide, and there's plenty of quality in that big man there. Hanamud can whip in crosses. You can see how they like to get the ball out wide. Is that a concern? And if there is a concern around that, how do Chiefs counter what will clearly be the way AmaZulu play? Get it wide, get it in, and find the big men in the box. With the lineup that Kaizer Chiefs have put together, Jimmy, take us through it. And who needs to be good today to make sure Chiefs get all three of the points?
Yeah, look, I want to answer your question by then saying, if you look at the front three, you've got Duba, Chivavaro, and Sereno. One, they have to stop AmaZulu from the build-up phase. But on the same breath, when they break those lines, that is AmaZulu, it means Duba and Sereno has to make sure that they go and assist the fullbacks to avoid those crosses coming in where there's an overlap on either side. So it's very important that you have two sides working entirely together. They're going to rely on a lot on him to give them the creativity to dictate the pace of the game also.
Sereno's interesting though. Starting against Marumo Gallants, clearly a starter for Kaizer Chiefs, was not starting for Mamelodi Sundowns. Only in fact played 5 starting games in the league last season for Mamelodi Sundowns.
Yeah, I mean that's right, but we all know because Sundowns have an abundance of quality, right? They can afford those type of luxuries of leaving a Sereno out in the cold. And to be fair to him, every time he came back in, he looked fit, he looked hungry, he looked professional. He looked ready to play a game of football and compete. And now that he's given a chance now again, to be a star once again, to be the main man again. I think with his ego, having played against him, I think he'll relish the opportunity to sort of be back in the big time for a big club with a huge support base. I think that will help him revive just his feeling as a footballer once again. So it's exciting times for him, and wish him all the best.
For Nabi, though, he would have looked at last season and how it was that Kaizer Chiefs travelled to the KwaZulu-Natal province and thought to himself, it has to be better this season. When you look at the games, 4 of them that were played in KZN for Kaizer Chiefs, only 2 points were secured. Just 2. They lost 2 of the matches and got 2 draws in trips down to KZN. Fiso, 35,000. The majority of them Kaizer Chiefs fans are looking for a change in those fortunes. What have you got for us? How is it looking? What's the atmosphere like as we get closer to kickoff?
Yeah, thanks, guys. I mean, I spoke a little bit earlier about the atmosphere and the potential sort of vibe we can have here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. But for now, I want to touch on the teams themselves, because when you look at AmaZulu, we spoke about Veli Moto a little bit earlier on, but it's the man who comes in that I want to focus on just a touch, and that is the young man, Oluwatu Mzimela, a goalkeeper who's shown that he's more than capable of doing the job. But there is that added pressure, especially when you look back at the previous mistake from Moto, to say he has to come in and stabilize things. But he looks in really good spirits, and I spoke to him a little bit earlier on, and he said he's ready for the challenge. So looking forward to seeing how he potentially does. And of course, when you look at creativity, in the initial game, we saw Rowan Human playing in midfield, but today we've got Ethan Brooks, who has come into the team. He's one of the changes that we've had, and he'll be looking to add that spark and, of course, potentially provide our goal thread going forward as well for Usuguti. So looking forward to seeing how they go about their business, because their fans will be expecting nothing but the best. But let's take a walk this way, because this is Amakosi, and their team has changed just a touch. And when you look at the spine of Amakosi, Fiacre Ntwari has come in from TS Galaxy this season, and already we've seen a change in defense. We've seen Inacio Miguel coming in, and Dortley. They have now essentially formed a new central partnership, and the spine also includes Njabulo Plom, who starts for the first time since rejoining Amakosi. So as a team, they'll be looking to that spine to keep them nice and solid, but it's goals they want. It's magic they want. The fans want to dance. The fans want to sing. The fans want to get behind Amakosi. And it's the young players that have taken focus there. Mtu Shabalala, Wandile Tuva, rewarded for his cameo in the previous game. And of course, Obrigado is on the bench. So we could see some excitement, not only in the first half, but also in the second half. Amakosi, can they get the job done? Only time will tell. But I tell you, Usutu will also be very fired up for this particular game. The drills are going well, and of course, Samukela Zwane is unfortunately one of the casualties that have dropped out onto the bench. But you can see there, lots of quality, lots of ability, and Coach Nabi, he'll have his selection with regards to who can come in and potentially chase the game. But for the Amakosi fans, they'll be hoping that their team can get on the front foot and get the job done.
Well, they were on the front foot, Fiso, against Marumo Galan. 7 shots on target. Nabi ball is exciting. We've seen it, and we want more of it tonight up against an AmaZulu side who have scored in each of their last 4 games, so they can find the back of the net. Let's hear from Coach Pablo Franco as well as Nezrin Nabi.
Coach Pablo, looking forward to today, I'm sure. Always a nice game against Kaizer Chiefs, and AmaZulu have a good record against Chiefs.
Sure. An amazing game. This is one of the big games we are going to face during the season. We are all looking forward to it. It's a tough opponent, you know, the record of AmaZulu playing against Chiefs. You're right, even last season. But the first game we were capable of beating them, then to perform well against them, always playing good football. So we are looking forward to do the same again, to play a good game, to give a good show to all the fans who are attending in numbers to the stadium, and hopefully getting the results.
How have you set up your team today to make sure that you get the right result today? What are you looking to attack from a Kaizer Chiefs point of view?
No, I think it's a matter of many factors. We are going to need to control many details. We know them well, they know them well. Coaches know each other, we played against each other before. I think it's going to be a tactical battle, but in the end, this is going to be about players and the way they perform. And I think there's going to be many good players with many individual aspects who cannot balance the game anytime. And hopefully ours are going to bright more today.
I noticed that you've left out Veli Motwa. He's on the bench today. Is that to protect the player as well, who's been going through a tough time, but has been a great servant for this club?
No, it's a change like in some other positions. We went for a few changes. They also in their lineup are changing 2 players and they won the game and all their players perform. So sometimes coaches are deciding because of the performance or because of the game plan or because we are waiting for a better moment for these players to come in and do the best for the team. So it's just about that, a decision making like the other ones. Today he's starting from the bench. Let's see what happens during the game and the rest of the days.
Coach, it promises to be a really good game. Good luck today.
Thank you so much.
Coach Nabi, no doubt excited by the start you've made as a team, winning your first game. How's the mood been since that opening game?
Comment vous trouvez l'état d'esprit après ce premier match?
Je pense que nous avons oublié le premier match, donc il fait partie du passé. Nous sommes bien concentrés sur le match d'aujourd'hui d'AmaZulu parce qu'on s'attend à un match très disputé.
So we already forgot about the first match and we really want to focus on this very special match with AmaZulu.
There's a great crowd in here today. They're really behind you. How has it been so far in the Amakosi family?
Il y a beaucoup de public ce soir et qui vous supporte notamment vous aussi. Comment vous ressentez ça ce soir?
On les remercie énormément. D'ailleurs, on travaille très dur pour leur apporter du
How have you looked at them? How do you think they play and how do you walk away with the 3 points today?
C'est toujours une grande opposition contre AmaZulu. Qu'est-ce que vous avez mis en place pour les contrer dans ce match?
Oui, d'autant plus on s'attend à ça. D'autant plus qu'AmaZulu elle a donc commencé le championnat avec une défaite. Elle a perdu à la dernière minute. Nous attendons une réaction très agressive de la part de notre adversaire. Nous sommes préparés à cette réaction, mais nous aussi, on respecte cela, mais nous aussi, on a une grosse volonté pour se battre, pour se sacrifier aujourd'hui, pour pouvoir avoir les 3 points et apporter de bonheur à nos supporters.
So we know AmaZulu is a very strong team and they've conceded a very first defeat on their very first match. So we know that we're going to face a very strong team and we build a lot of things together to try to face a big opponent.
Coach, good luck. Merci.
Thank you, merci.
Well, let's get to the predictions. Bong start. What do you think at Mozambique?
I think Chiefs off to a positive start, but with little resistance from Marumo Gallants, especially defensively. I think they've shown after 2 games, Marumo Gallants defensively not the greatest. This will be a bigger test. You know what? I think this will be a draw. I think it'll be a 1-1 draw.
Supersport United Galaxies GOOOOOD up against AmaZulu. Stay with us.
A wonderful new beginning and a last goodbye. Okay, a last goodbye. So, is a table just a table? If a table is just a piece of furniture, and these are just these are the tables that taste for life. Something always have been, always will be. Welcome to your table, South Africa.
You don't need the skills to bring the moves. You don't need a new dress. And you can dance in those. You don't need to hear the beat to bring the moves. You don't even need to use your feet. You don't need the kicks, or the crowd, or the weave. Whatever your moves, bring them with new Extreme Passion Fruit. Move, Mzansi, not for persons under the age of 18.
Hey, Uncle Smooth.
Okay, cool. Check your map, but we're going the right way. I'm following you.
The Corolla Cross Hybrid. Cross boundaries.
The Premier Soccer League is proud to present
The Corolla Cross Hybrid. Cross boundaries.
For the first time in years, Kaizer Chiefs got their league campaign off to a winning start. Now the question is, can they maintain that momentum with AmaZulu next in their crosshairs in the Betway Premiership? A very warm welcome to the Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban. Lovely, lovely conditions on the East Coast this Wednesday evening. A real sense of expectation in the air as well. Amagosi's opening day win over Marumo Gallants has ignited the optimism of this glory-starved fan base. Not since 2019 had Chiefs recorded a win on the opening day of the season. Now they look to build on that result against an AmaZulu side who suffered a demoralizing defeat to Polokwane City in their opener, having actually taken the lead in that game. They've not won their first match in the last 6 seasons. So we are expecting at least the lower part of the stadium to be absolutely packed this evening, hearing 35,000 tickets sold, and there are still fans streaming in to take in this match. And when you think of this venue, when you think of these two teams this close to the start of a season, you can't help but cast your mind back to 2012 when Chiefs tore AmaZulu apart under this arch, plundering half a dozen unanswered goals as Bernard Parker ran riot with a personal tally of 4. That's how Chiefs started the 2012-2013 season, 6-0 winners over AmaZulu. Their more recent meetings, well, they haven't been particularly tight either. There have been draws and narrow wins, of course, but Kaizer Chiefs have thumped AmaZulu. They just saw last season in the league, and the season prior to that, AmaZulu hit 4 past Kaizer Chiefs. So there's a possibility at times when these two sides cross paths of a blowout victory. This is the 45th league meeting in the PSL era between these two sides. Chiefs have won almost 60% of those clashes. They've been victorious in 26 top-flight games against AmaZulu since. So let's introduce you to the two sides where we see 4 changes for AmaZulu. Velimoto's blunder against Polokwane City means that 23-year-old Olweto Mzimela gets a start. Abubakar Mubara is drafted into the defense. Further upfield, Ethan Brooks and Tsapang Muremi get starts. Making way today are Rowan Human and Junior Dion, who dropped to the bench. Wade Euster is out of the match day squad entirely for this clash with Kaizer Chiefs. Coach Pablo Franco, well, he will be very familiar with the man in the opposite dugout, Nasruddin Nabi. Their time, they cross paths in Tanzania. More on that later as we look at the formations with Farouk Khan.
Yes, Grant, and Nzimela replacing the likes of keeper with not the best of starts, Veli Motwa. And in defense, they've reinforced the defense with Mubarak coming into that right-back position. And up front, it's in the midfield where Brooks has come in to just give them that bit of energy and to link up with the likes of Igadora up front, will form a point of reference and serve as a player to hold up play in the attacking phase.
Two changes for Chiefs on the side that beat Gallants a week and a half ago. Samkelo Zwane, Christian Saile dropped to the bench for today's match. Wandile Duba assisted the winner in Blom. He's rewarded with a spot in the 11 today. The only other change sees Jabulo Blom don Amakosi's colours for the first time in almost 2 years after his return on loan to the club where it all began for him. Now, Nasruddin Nabi, we'll look at his formation in a moment. He's played 3 games up against Pablo Franco in Tanzania and is yet to lose.
He's just made 2 changes with bringing in the likes of Blom, who's a real strong central midfielder, which will allow the likes of Ma to attack more. And Duba coming in as well, starting this fixture. Blom has been brought in alongside Ma to strengthen their defense with Serino, the man of the moment, who's made this Kaizer Chiefs look like they have turned the corner.
So the man in charge today is Alfred Jelichabani. He'll be assisted by Oscar Toteti and Tabo Tinani. Skumbuzo Gasa is our 4th official. The referee consults with the 2 captains. Here, Yusuf March for the visitors. Mbungeni Gumete, who turned 31 earlier this month, is into his 10th season with AmaZulu. Well, these 2 embracing now on the touchline, but they had a long hug and chat in the tunnel or in the atrium of the stadium a little earlier on. As I said, they know each other from their time in Tanzania. Coach Nabi with the young Africans and Coach Pablo Franco with their bitter rivals, Simba. And here we are on a splendid Wednesday evening in one of the country's most iconic venues, 2 of the grand old teams of South African football, and a mouth-watering Betway Premiership spectacle is expected here, and we are underway. So Sundowns, Pirates, they've set the tone with 2 wins from 2. The spotlight, Farouk, now on Kaizer Chiefs as they attempt to do the same.
Well, it's good to see there's so much hype around this particular game. The stadium is packed to capacity. It's just an exciting encounter that we're going to witness this evening.
Gaston Serino is already finding those holes and picks out Ranga Chivabiro. Wandile Duba making life difficult for Rian Hanamub.
Well, clearly Kaizer Chiefs showing their intention, very forward thinking in their approach, kept possession but looked for that vertical pass and got the likes of Chivabiro early in this match on the ball.
Wandile Duba came off the bench against Marumo Gallants, provided that superb assist from Fundo Vilakazi. Last season, on his first start in the league, he scored against Lamontfort Golden Arrows in a 1-0 win. Terrific goal that one was. Ended up making another 2 starts across the league campaign, 5 appearances off the bench as well. He'll be looking to improve on those numbers, and here he is again. Placed across goal, but no one really in the vicinity.
Well, clearly you see the fans getting a feeling of this Kaizer Chiefs not holding back and not waiting to get the game going. They've got the ball forward, they've crowded the opposition's defense, and those are early shots that have been fired. How is AmaZulu going to keep them at bay?
Little touch off a defender, and so Gaston Serino with the resultant corner here. his best delivery. Oh, turned back towards goal by Jabula Blom, who since leaving South Africa's shores scored a couple of goals in the MLS, but has still never netted in the top flight of South African football. By the way, 70th appearance in the league in South Africa this evening for Jabula Blom, who had a terrific 2023 in the Major League Soccer out in the United States, but it's fallen out of favour this year.
I think the experience that he gained in the US is going to be made use of for this Kaizer Chiefs team. He is that player who gives you stability in that midfield, and that will allow the likes of Mark to support the attack with Dube, Shabalala, Serino and Shivaviro.
Nice and composed from Rashwin Dortley. Now this is Inacio Miguel, Portuguese-born Angolan international. Brad Cross had an excellent outing against Marumo Gallants, awarded for his efforts, the man of the match accolade.
Well, the likes of Cross as well as Frostler playing high up the field, and with two pivots, this allows you the luxury to do that, Grant. And if you look at the way they set up, now they're in the defensive phase, so they drop back in, but immediately when they have possession, those fullbacks push high.
As Ethan Brooks looking to play it through. Yeah, flag had gone up against Tsepang Moremi, but they can't afford to let AmaZulu get balls in behind for someone like Moremi, who appears to have held his running Guidaro as Moremi is offside. Yeah, plenty of pace, so that will present a problem if indeed they can't get the offside trap right.
Yeah, but he's playing as a lone striker. He needs the support. Sometimes he'll find himself alone up front.
To lose Shabalala. Oh, what a wonderful ball. And an opportunity here, just off target. And a real show of intent from Kaizer Chiefs. Gaston Serino's last league goal came about 2 years ago in a 4-0 win against Amakosi for Sundowns.
Well, that was a great defense splitting pass there. Serino found himself in acres of space. Should have been more composed, at least taking a shot on target.
Trying to return the favour from the weekend before last, where it was Gaston Serino who set up Du Shabalala to score Kaizer Chiefs' first goal of the season. A little side-footed lob from the youngster. Good exchange of passes there, Motswai and Gema. Appears as though Telempilo Ngema might have taken a blow to the face here.
Well, it seems like there was a tackle there from Duba.
"20 years of age, Andile Duba. Really showed the kind of quality that he possesses for Kaizer Chiefs reserves. So, AmaZulu getting the ball moving once again. So Miguel with the header clear. Jabula Blom. Guidaro was looking to dispossess him. Tutuzi Shabalala, wonderful feet. Now Yusuf Mart, unable to locate Brad Cross. Bandra turning away from danger. Namupara. Here's Mlonim Bandra once again. 2 assists for him last season. He's a man they'll be relying on heavily for a creative spark. Happy birthday to Fiacre Ntwari, a Rwandan international. His first season at Kaizer Chiefs. Unlucky not to keep a clean sheet against Marumo Gallants.
A bit of nerves for Ntwari in the first game, made a couple of blunders, but I suppose all it takes is a couple of games under the belt to really see his true potential.
only faced one shot on target in that game against Marumo Gallants. That deflected effort from Chris Sitole that came off the boot of Inacio Miguel and left Ntwari helpless to do anything about it.
That is why it's so important for Chiefs to do well against AmaZulu, to ensure that there was no flash in the pan, and clearly they've shown their intent in this game. AmaZulu will look to sit back with that back four, with the likes of Hanamo as well as Mobara, not looking to overlap as often as they'd like.
Now slip the ball in here for Moremi, looking for an option behind for just a goal kick. The ball must have ricocheted back off Moremi.
Yeah, Moremi making an excellent run down the side. There's Froslo on the right-hand side. It looks fine. It just looks like it's taking a bit of a knock, but nothing to be worried about. It's that defense that's going to be tested ultimately, because offensively we've seen that Kaizer Chiefs look very, very dangerous.
Got the call, did Phillies, leaving it for Rian Hanamo to clear. Man who, prior to the start of this season, in action for Namibia, defeats to Cameroon and Kenya in Group J, but they have an opportunity to get their AFCON qualifying campaign back on track next month. They play 2 games at Orlando Stadium. They will be at home against Zimbabwe, but at Orlando Stadium, and then at the very same venue for what is their away fixture against the Warriors.
Chivaviro there using his physicality to try and stop the likes of Motswari. Motswari, stubborn fellow, didn't give in and won a foul.
So coach Nasruddin Nabi, his first season at Young Africans, 2021-22, was also the first season and the only season Pablo Franco spent at Simba. They met twice in the league, both goalless draws, although Nasruddin Nabi's younger knocked out Pablo Franco's Simba in the semi-finals of their cup competition 1-0. So when you speak about the two coaches being fairly familiar with each other, that is what we are referring to, although here's a completely different dynamic here this evening in Durban.
AmaZulu looking not to press high, looking to drop into midfield and wait for Chiefs to come at them.
Miguel, Frosler. Blum. Frosler to Miguel.
This is the tempo of the game, the passing game. It's so intense. Quick combination play. They don't hold on to the ball too long. It's quick and effective moving forward.
Duma. All the way back here to Reeve Frosler. Kaizer Chiefs continue to frustrate AmaZulu hanging onto the ball. Now, the home side have nicked it away, and Sabang Moremi can get on the move. Etioso Ighodaro, who scored AmaZulu's opening goal this season. Lovely header against Polokwane City, assisted by Rian Hanamo. Also went on to lose that game, Nikani, just before the interval, and then Mataludi profiting from Venimoto's howler in injury time. Inacio Miguel has won the ball high up the field. And he slipped in Ranga Chivaviro. And on the follow-up, Chivaviro with a second bite has broken the deadlock. Well, there's a new confidence surging through this Kaizer Chiefs team. And the move began when one of their high-profile new signings won the ball high up the field to release Ranga Chivaviro for the opener.
Aggressively winning back possession in midfield and quickly counter-attacking AmaZulu. That man, Shivaviro, on the first attempt, the keeper did ever so well. And here we see it. The AmaZulu player here goes down very easily. But look at the pass here. He's made a run in behind. And he strikes the ball cleanly and he's there for the follow-up. Well taken goal by Shivaviro.
There's a man who scored just 4 goals in 20 appearances in the league last season. That is a tally he'd love to improve on. And 2 games into the campaign, he is up and running.
Yeah, once again there, he's on target. It's something that I'm sure he's been looking to work at training, something different to what we've seen him last season do. And you can see Duba there saying to him, you've done extremely well. That assist was brilliant as well.
So a fierce shot struck straight at Nzimela and palmed back into the path of Ranga Chivaviro. There has to be question marks over that.
No, it's just the power of the shot from Chivaviro. Yes, the keeper should have done better, but I think the shot had so much power and didn't give the keeper enough of an opportunity to hold on to the ball.
Oh, lovely ball upfield. Quickly out of his feet from him to Shabalala, to Gaston Serino. Shabalala on his outside. Serino! Wow! Oh, man! Oh, it's a party here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium.
Serino, the missing link, the player that Kaizer Chiefs have been looking for the past 10 seasons. He's made his appearance and you can just see the quality and the class. The distance from which he struck that ball with accuracy, leaving Nzimela with absolutely no chance.
Oh, Gaston Serino had an excellent 7 years for Mamelodi Sundowns after joining them in 2018. Getting an opportunity to keep going at the highest level at the age of 33, and this is what he brings.
Well, clearly he runs at Mubara. Mubara decides to drop back. Instead of closing him down, Mubara allows him to come back on his stronger foot. And when you do that against a player of this quality, he will make you pay. I can't understand Mubara not committing. He had cover, and he gave Serino so much space. But yet again, it's not just about the space, it's about the quality that Serino possesses.
And after that absolute blinder, finally we can stop saying that the last goal Gaston Serino scored was over 2 years ago, August of 2022, in the demolition of Kaizer Chiefs when still on the books of Mamelodi Sundowns. Now he is off the mark for the Glamour Boys. Oh, it could get worse. To Shabalala. He's nudged down inside the box, which would have been a penalty had it not been for the flag already raised.
And we'll say it's just 15 minutes into the game, and clearly Kaizer Chiefs on the ascendancy.
Sparks flying in the mouth of the AmaZulu goal. Pablo Franco demanding calm heads. Alfred Giovanni laying down the law.
Yeah, once again, yeah, it's a tight call. It's a very tight call. And Gumede seeing that Shabalala had beaten him. And that's the push, I think, that Shaba is angry about.
That's completely unnecessary from the AmaZulu skipper. Yes, he might have been offside, but how about that threaded ball from Jabulo Blom? Before he left for the MLS, 69 appearances in the league for Kaizer Chiefs, 6 assists, but of course, considering the kind of role he's playing, it's a fairly decent contribution. Well, I think all facets of his game have now improved.
Yeah, I think the time he spent in the US has just matured him into the player he is, and he just complements Mart now so much more in midfield. We haven't seen this young man get onto the ball much. It's been Kaizer Chiefs from the first minute, and they've just dominated.
Kaizer Chiefs started the season with a victory for the first time since beating Highlands Park 3-2 in the 2019-20 season. Incidentally, that's also the last time that all three of the big three won their opening games. Sundowns over SuperSport that year, Pirates over Celtic. Now you have a dynamic where Sundowns have followed up their opening day win with another victory, as have Orlando Pirates. So it's 2 from 2 for the other big teams in the division. Never in the PSL era have the big three all won their opening 2 matches. But even in the early stages of this game, it looks like we might be seeing that for the first time ever. The closest we've ever come was in 2005-2006. As Mubarak cleans up. 2006, as Mubarak cleans up. That season, Orlando Pirates opened with 2 wins over Leopards and Celtic. Sundowns opened with a couple of wins over Platinum Stars and Ajax. It was Kaizer Chiefs who won their opener against Bush Bucks, but then drew against Free State Stars. Now Gaston Sereno has won it off Mubarak. Is he looking to launch another blinder? Shabalala did appear to be in space, but Sereno took it on.
Mubarak was a little careless there unnecessarily as a central defender. You can't be dribbling the ball out of defense. Well, it comes to mind the cliche of the best form of a defense is attack, and that is what we see with Kaizer Chiefs. The defense has really been given the confidence now because of the way they attack. They haven't had much to do. They've kept AmaZulu on the back foot, and if things stay like this, it could get even worse.
Making a note of Rian Hanamuk's yellow card for dissent. He's the first into the book today. A little bit of space to work with here. Ashwin Dortley gets it away from danger. There's Yusuf Mart, he's dispossessed by Igataro, continues to drive forward, and all the pace rather, taken off that shot with the deflection. Easy pickings for the man who celebrates his 25th birthday today.
Clearly the coach not happy there with the defending. He realizes that it doesn't want AmaZulu to get that important goal, which will bring them back into the game. And he wants the defense to be more disciplined.
Smart. Shabalala. Dortley. Dortley. Yusuf Mart flings it across field for Duba. Taken out of the air beautifully. Naranga Chivabiro. Kubete won't be able to prevent the corner, so more pressure now on the goal of AmaZulu. And
Gumedi shaking his head there. That back four is under fire. Even when they do have a central midfield in form of Ngema Motswari coming to reinforce, it's just that Kaizer Chiefs overload that last line with their fullbacks as well. And they have so many options with the likes of Serino also making himself available in that last third, which makes it a nightmare to defend against.
So a yellow card for Inacio Miguel. Maybe for something he said as Ethan Brooks was on the ground and Alfred Jabani had stopped play to just deal with that situation. He's been demanding that the players respect his whistle and respect the cards. That's quite clear from his gestures up to this point.
Well, I suppose Miguel has to just cool down. Shivani's no-nonsense referee.
Oh, there, he just shoves him to the ground, yeah.
There we see. It was Brooks, he's actually fortunate the referee didn't send him off.
Yeah, we missed it, but the referee had a clear view of the incident.
Well, the shortest guy marking the tallest. That doesn't make sense, eh?
Serino's out-swinging delivery. Oh, and that's exactly what happens when you put one of your short players on a towering figure like Inacio Miguel, who gets his first for Kaizer Chiefs, and he is beginning to make himself an instant fan favorite here. When Kaizer Chiefs came here and beat AmaZulu 6-0 right at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, they hadn't netted their first goal until the 38th minute.
Yeah, well, this is just something that I don't think we could have written the script for. You know, going into this game, we thought it will be a close encounter, but it's just been one-sided.
First meeting of last season did end 3-0 in favor of Kaizer Chiefs. That was their home match. Pule Modi with the brace. Edson Castillo with Kaizer Chiefs third. They played 3 times last season. AmaZulu actually knocked Chiefs out of the Carling knockout. Tariq Fidi's late goal from the edge of the area. Seen them win 1-0. And then last season's corresponding fixture, as Etiosa Iguodaro is flagged offside, was come from behind 1-1 draw for AmaZulu. Letswalo cancelling out the Priya's opener.
Well, that man Moremi is a problem for the Chiefs' defence. A lot of service has been given to him on that occasion. He had been adjudged offside, but they need to keep an eye on him.
It has been a chastening day for the 23-year-old from Lamontful, the understudy to Veli Motwa, who sits on the bench today after a blunder of his own 11 days ago. And perhaps Richard Ofori waiting in the wings, licking his lips. So what can Pablo Franco do to try and mastermind a comeback here? The 44-year-old from Madrid has been thoroughly outdone by Nasruddin Nabi so far this evening.
Well, he has to stop the bleeding. He's conceded so many goals now. He's put him on the back foot. He needs his team to at least get a goal before they go into the break to make a match out of it. But as things stand, it looks like a bridge too far.
Brad Cross recruited from the Montfort Golden Arrows in the off-season. They played his release. He's starting successive games. Ben Motswari. Olimpilo Ngema. Now Hanamu. His ball in is a decent one, and Miguel clears behind. And corner kick.
There we see Bobby Mataung. Bob's take. Good defending there from Miguel. Read it so well. Cut it out. He gives them that aerial dominance which they had when they had the likes of
Animal's delivery, repelled by Dortmund. Tarek Filiz gets his head on it. Tabula Blom helps it further away. And Rangachiva Viro hacks that one into touch.
I was going to say that's what they had the advantage when they had Matoho and Mashamaiti, the aerial height advantage which served them so well. I think with Dorthy and Miguel they have something similar.
Yeah, Nasha Miguel, he's not the tallest centre half you'll ever find. He's about 6'1". He's got a great leap, lovely athleticism. Dorothy a little taller than her. So they definitely do have the right kind of bodies at the back in terms of their stature. Untouched. Twice last season in the league, AmaZulu came back when conceding first. They did so against the Montfort Golden Arrows in November of last year. They won 3-1, and they also did it against Chippa United, but in those instances they were merely overturning a 1-0 deficit.
Yeah, this is a difficult one to turn over. It would be a minor miracle to do that.
TS Galaxy lost fewer home games than AmaZulu last season. Only defeated 3 times on their own patch, but it looks very likely that they will be getting their season at home off to a losing start. Drew their second league game of last season 0-0 with Supersport United at home. Chiefs, incidentally, lost their second league game of the 2023-24 campaign to Mamelodi Sundowns. It's a 2-1.
Cross leading with the studs. And the referee, they're not happy with it. They have to control their aggression. You see Cross now sitting with a yellow. Miguel sitting with a yellow, yeah. Coming in from the back.
Both left-sided fullbacks have been shown yellow cards now. Farouk, you mentioned something interesting yesterday, just as an aside, to say that in the past, Chiefs have been known to struggle when they have a so-called bigger game on the horizon, either a cup game or a match against Pirates or Mamelodi Sundowns. Within 3 to 4 days of whatever their current fixture is, exactly like this, a midweek game with a big fixture coming on the weekend, which is the case for them with Mamelodi Sundowns on Saturday. As AmaZulu looked to claw one back, unsuccessful in that regard. So I did a little bit of digging, and their recent results when they've had an upcoming game against Sundowns within 4 days of their fixture. What have their results looked like? Over the past 10 instances where that has been the case, where they've had Sundowns on the horizon, they have won 4, lost 4, and drawn 2 of those matches. If you make the sample sets a little bit more recent, the last 5 times when they've had games against Sundowns on the horizon, it's been 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw in those 5. So it's a little bit of a patchy record when it comes to Chiefs putting the full focus on a game with Sundowns beckoning.
Well, I think that used to be the norm, but what I think Nabi has done, you know, coming in this season, he's given this team a different mentality. You can see the way they attack and the way they keep possession and the aggression in defense is so different. And to be fair, when you have that type of spirit and that team belief, then you could overcome any obstacle. And in this case, I don't think they're focusing so much on Sundowns this time around. If we look at what they've done in this last 32 minutes, so maybe it's a good sign for the future.
With that being said, a couple seasons back, they played Maritzburg United with Sundowns fixture coming 3 days later, and they managed to beat Maritzburg 3-0. As I said, you know, nothing really glaring in those stats in terms of that they always do well or they always do badly, but yeah, indifferent.
Look at it from that perspective. They always struggle to play out of the back. But if you look at that last patch of play, they were cool and calm.
Now Ighodaro waiting in the center. He converts, but the flag had been raised.
Yeah, once again there, it's just straight offside. Clearly,
bad offside.
Clearly a very good decision there. Moreme not looking at the line, instead just watching the ball.
Jack Cross can't find his teammate. This is Sabang Moreme now. Serino doing some defensive work. Man who played in excess of 200 matches for Mamelodi Sundowns during the 6.5 years that he spent there. Referee Alfred Chabani doesn't like that challenge from Cross, who is already in the book.
Now he must be careful. It's not excessive force, but it's a bit reckless and careless from him.
Yep.
In the way he defended.
Man who joined Maritzburg United in January of 2023 after he had left Newcastle United reserves. Before joining Maritzburg, actually had a trial with Kaizer Chiefs. November of 2022, he left Newcastle. July 2022, had a trial with Chiefs. Didn't make the grade. Now Hanamub towards the back post. Should have done better. Should have given themselves a lifeline. That's Ighodaro. Hits one.
Yeah, he realizes that should have done better there. Comes through very well. But again, instead of hitting the ball across, he tries to go towards the near post there. Just cushion it off.
Who locates Ranga Chipaviro, who then turn almost aimlessly thumps it upfield. Chipaviro scored in only 20% of Kaizer Chiefs League matches last season. The season prior to that, he was with Marumo Gallants when they were relegated. 10 goals in 19 league matches, a wonderful return there. 7 in...
You know, give him the service.
And Sereno brings a lot of quality to the mix. And last season, Kaizer Chiefs' shot accuracy was just under 37%, was the second worst in the league. Hanamuk, offside.
A little bit foolish there, the quality of the pass. And he is offside because it came off one of his players.
Yeah.
I think it was Moreme. If Moreme had just left the ball to roll, he would have been onside.
Mela last season featured in 8 games in all competitions, kept just 3 clean sheets. And here is how he concedes the opener, giving Rangachivavero a second opportunity.
I think you're right. He should have at least parried that ball. But there's the second one. So you could say the first 2 goals resulted in some poor defending. The one with Mubara as well, and I wouldn't say 2, 3 as well. I mean the corner as well. But take nothing away from Kaizer Chiefs. When you play the way they played, they forced those errors, and they deservedly got those goals.
Duba flying forward here. Zabalala on his outside. Took too long to release him. And a move to Brooks. Gidaro. Still he continues on. Finding Moremi. Brooks to Hanamub. Gidaro making the darts. Nice and composed from Jabula Blom. Gets it back from Wandile Duba. Chopped up field for Mdu Shabalala. Tariq Phillies has fouled him. He needs to keep his cool.
Yeah, he needs to keep his cool. He can't get into trouble. He says he headed the ball, but I think he infringed Duba.
Well, not only are Kaizer Chiefs looking likely to open their campaign with 2 successive wins for the first time in 5 seasons. Did so in 2019-20. Highlands Park first, and then a win over Black Leopards. But they're also looking to just win back-to-back games in the Premiership for the first time since December. As Gaston Serino finds the ball at his feet once again, up against Mubara. He's worked the space for a shot, and he does take it on. This time, Zimela equal to the task.
Can you recall when Mubara in the Olympics dealt with
as a right back,
as a right back as well, the great Brazilian Neymar. But again, tonight I would say if it was a boxing match, I would say Serino is leading on points.
Well, these fans endured possibly what you might call one of, well, if not the worst Kaizer Chiefs season in recent memory. They finished 10th.
It was
last
the worst
campaign. They had never finished lower than 9th prior to that. 3 times they'd been in 9th place in the PSL era, but never lower than that. 36 points they managed. Joint worst points tally in the PSL era. Worst ever goal difference was -5. They equaled the 2022-23 season for the most defeats with 12. The only area where I guess you couldn't say it was the worst was the 9 wins. 3 seasons before that they had managed only 8, but in every other facet it really was just an awful showing from a Chiefs perspective. So they are daring to believe once again.
Well, I think besides the belief, it's the players they've signed. I think the marquee signing for me has been Serino. He's just given them another dimension to their game, as well as your defenders Dodley and Miguel, and not forgetting the return of Blom. So that balance that was lacking last season has been filled with the quality of players that they have now been able to sign.
And there was also just a general lack of belief. They only won 2 of their last 15 games in the league, so just 2 wins in the second half of last season, and they are set to go 2 for 2 here at the beginning of this Betway Premiership campaign. Yusuf Mart reunited with Jabula Blom, as Kaizer Chiefs fans, we would assume, continue to pour in here. By the way, the last game that Jabula Blom played for Kaizer Chiefs prior to this in the league was a 1-0 win over Orlando Pirates in October of 2022. And if that date and that result sounds familiar, it's because his partner in midfield, Yusuf Mart, scored that long-range goal. Now, can they pull one back? No, they can't. Terrific block.
Fantastic shot and great defending.
Ben Motswadi into his second season with AmaZulu. He's not known for his goal-scoring prowess, so just hints at a little bit of desperation from an AmaZulu perspective. He hasn't scored since the 2021 season with Orlando Pirates, as Ben Motswadi. Surely a flag will be raised again. That is the case.
Something I'm sure the coach will speak about. It's not the first time that we've seen Hanamuk making the run in behind. But look at it, he's gone long before the ball has been played. And clearly, he's only watching the ball. If he is watching the last line of defense, then clearly he's not taking notice.
Yeah. Arthur van Brul, deep in conversation with Pablo Franco. Nasruddin Nabi, the edge of this technical area. Looking for Serino. Trying the looping header, trying to emulate Ignacio Miguel.
Yeah, clearly a very creative finishing there, cool and calm in that last third, looking for that quality chip into the box. And guess who's on the end of it? Serino once again. Positions himself well, drifts in from the left-hand side into the box, and always creates a lot of space and time for himself.
Flung across the field by Phillies. Rian Hanamo with an errant touch. Rangachiva Vero. Shabalala. Chivavero trying to return it to the youngster. Still in play. Zamela will take charge.
And that happened with a poor touch from Hanamo.
Yeah.
And allowed Kaizer Chiefs to counter-attack. These are the errors that can cost you. And clearly that has been what AmaZulu have been guilty of tonight.
Something is just not coming right from an AmaZulu perspective when it comes to timing those runs.
Well, I think it's the fact that they're playing that ball forward too early, and all Kaizer Chiefs is doing is pushing their line high up. I think they need to keep the ball longer and then look to play in behind.
Frustration for Pablo Franco. Two additional minutes at the end of the first half. Can AmaZulu nick something? Something to give them some belief going into the break. Shot from Bandra. Blocked away. Still with the hosts. Mubara has a goal. Always rising.
Yeah, and yet he had a play on his right hand side. Tried to be fancy and chip the ball instead of just looking to play the ball through on the ground. And that is certainly what the coach, Pablo Franco, is saying to his assistant.
There might have been perhaps a little bit of optimism from AmaZulu fans when they arrived at the stadium today, knowing that Kaizer Chiefs were obviously full of confidence after their opening day win, but expecting their side to bounce back from the defeat to Polokwane City. That is not how it has shaped up at all. Mandra, this is looking promising.
Very silly from him. Had options in the box. Decision making. You asked what's the problem with AmaZulu. It's those decisions that are letting them down. Whether to pass, whether to take a shot. Whereas on the flip side, Chiefs have been excellent in that last third. Clinical, made the right decisions, and exploited the weaknesses of this AmaZulu defense.
So we head into the break with the visitors, Kaizer Chiefs, leading AmaZulu by 3-0 after 45 minutes. Shivabiro, Serino and Inacio Miguel scoring. Last season, Kaizer Chiefs had the second worst conversion rate in the league. It was just 9% of their shots that became goals. Well, just based on today, they have improved in that regard. Although one thing that they have continued to do is scoring from outside the box. 2 goals from outside the box against Marumo Gallants in the first game, and another from Gaston Serino today. Awetu Mzimela left shaken.
Complete dominance from Kaizer Chiefs, taking the game to AmaZulu earlier on, putting them on the back foot, and it has taken some time for AmaZulu to settle down. And that man there, Pablo Franco, is going to look to make some sort of changes tactically to at least get back into this game.
One wonders, is there any way back for Usutu here? Kaizer Chiefs have a healthy advantage. 3 goals ahead after 45.
Going with Nuzzle meals. Get a snack wrap or 2-piece chicken tenders for just $29.90 per meal. Get a Nuzzle meal today, only from McDonald's.
You see, it was this game that turned boys into giants. Even today's aces inherited the name from those who came before. Buzalwa abaziyo bazokutshela lisegazini forever.
Mama, look. 100% mtanami. Can you give me the spoon, please? How good are you with numbers?
Very good.
100%. Yes.
Gogo, look.
Hundreds, my boy.
Gogo, it's hundreds.
Yes. It's always hundreds with 100% pure sunfoil.
The question is now whether Chelsea can find the sort of consistency that has eluded them.
They come up against an opponent that they know they're going to have to play very well to conquer.
Big chance, big goal! The Seagull soaring high. It's all set up for what will be a terrific contest.
All the stars in one place. The Premier League on SuperSport.
Our fuel can go in this car, that car, the one only you dig, and cars that actually do dig, in the cars that float, even cars that fly.
make a decision, good or bad, at least your other defenders can react. But if you don't make a decision, no one does anything, everyone drops, you concede.
And he will punish you, has punished them. And the score is 3-0 to Kaizer Chiefs at halftime at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. Let's go to the other matches that are live tonight in the Betway Premiership. And Stellenbosch find themselves 1-0 up in the Western Cape Derby. And it's dying moments of the first half. Darren Keith throws the ball out and Steady's intercepting it. You cannot allow this man, De Jong, half a yard of space, and he has more than half a yard. Tata.
Yeah, no, a very amateurish in terms of the mistake. Look at the time on the clock. Protect that score. There's no need for him to play out because now they were just under pressure, trying to defend it. They then recover. But look at, there's no pressing even on De Jong. Everybody's just like static in terms of their pressing.
But if they press, they don't score goals like this. We love it. Swerve, curve, everything to beat the former Bafana international goalkeeper Darren Keith. That is a sensational strike at Moses Mabhida as well as at the Athlone Stadium. Sekhukhune United against Chippa. And this was early in the game. Watch out here for the big man, Evanga.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is quite surprising. All the red shirts, Sekhukhune, they're all standing. Again, static defending, guys. I know it's like, it's early in the season, but surely, I mean, the least you can do is track runners or at least react to the ball. A lot of the time we're seeing these games, a lot of players aren't reacting to where the ball is.
You see this? It's a big smile because we're seeing great goals. Oh, those are great goals in the Betway Premiership. Stay with us. Can AmaZulu get back into it? And in the other matches, can those opposition get back into it? The next 45 will tell you.
Celebrate the next generation of awesome. Awesome rolls with the punches and never breaks the sweat. Embrace the night with the Galaxy A series. Because with awesome,
Game recognizes game. Redefine style with the Galaxy A series. This isn't a chant because awesome never ends. Meet the next generation of awesome. The Samsung Galaxy A series.
keep the vibes going with AmaZulu meals. Get a snack wrap or 2-piece chicken tenders for just $29.90 per meal. Get a AmaZulu meal today, only from McDonald's.
Produced and distilled in Cognac, France. Refreshing and irresistible. Infused with delicate French elderflower. Unparalleled experience with every sip. 5 times distilled. Royal Flush Noir. French luxury.
You got the whole world in your hands.
You've got the whole world in your hands this summer with unbeatable deals like the Defy Box Set Slimline for $4,999, HP Ryzen 5 laptop for $8,999, Samsung A05s smartphone for $2,999. Cause game.
If your school on the national stage, it's track and field. We're hashtag building champions. It's all going down live on Supersport.
My son had an accident with his car. We were paid 100% retail value of the vehicle.
I had been burgled. We were covered and done within 2 or 3 days. It was really easy.
The turnaround time is so short. It's unbelievable.
It was just amazing for us.
I didn't have to worry about it. That's fantastic. That builds loyalty.
It just feels so great to be with Outsurance.
Outsurance has a very human approach, going an extra mile.
Immerse yourself in a world of opulence and indulge in the art of luxury. Rich and smooth, elegant and sophisticated. Its depth and complexity is unmatched, creating an unforgettable experience. Crafted in the heart of France, an embodiment of excellence. Voted best cognac in the world, the Cognac Masters London. Honor cognac above all else.
Because awesome never sweats. Embrace the night with the Galaxy A series.
What a terrific half of football under lights here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. If you're a Chiefs fan, you will be relishing in what you have seen so far. 3-0 in favor of Kaizer Chiefs up against AmaZulu. Look away if you are an AmaZulu fan, because things look destined to get worse. Is Sanile Zungu watching on? I'm sure not best pleased with what he's seen. The Kaizer Chiefs have the wind in their sails now. Do AmaZulu have the ability to recover? When you just recall some of the goals, lackluster defending, and there hasn't really been much fight or bite from the hosts.
I think they got it tactically wrong in the first half. Went with a medium to low block, and Amakosi made them pay. But it's more about the fact that they haven't really created any clear-cut chances. For Kaizer Chiefs, it's going to be about managing this 3-0 lead and ensuring that they don't allow AmaZulu to come back into this game.
Iguodaro running it forward here for Ethan Brooks. Both teams emerging from the break unchanged. As Phillies finding Pilongema gliding past Wandile Duba. Bandra.
I think for the next couple of minutes, Kaizer Chiefs will look just to keep their structure well organized, knowing that AmaZulu has to come at them and look to constantly play on the break.
It's looking better from an AmaZulu perspective. Iguodaro! His second for AmaZulu this season. And there's a glimmer of hope for the hosts.
We did speak about the fact that Kaizer Chiefs need to manage that 3-0 lead. But I think this man, Iguodaro, decided that he's going to try and ensure that he gets his team back into the game. And what a well-taken goal. Twari coming off his line, the ball being played through. Brooks just having a touch to it. I think he basically missed the ball, and Iguodaro was intelligent enough to read the situation and got ahead of the defense and placed it in the corner.
A nice instinctual finish as well.
Yeah, he read it very well there. If you look at that, Grant, he didn't stop running. He didn't expect Ethan Brooks to get the ball. He made the run in behind, and he was rewarded for his effort.
So, Fiacre and Tware, no clean sheet for him on his 25th birthday. He'll continue to wait for his first Kaizer Chiefs shutout. Hanamo. He's fouled. Man who was consistently involved for AmaZulu last season, and over the last few campaigns. Last season missed just 2 league games, did the Namibian Rian Hanamo. Good response from AmaZulu, from Pablo Franco's side early in this first half. How much confidence does that give a team who are trailing by such a huge margin to immediately reduce the deficit in some capacity, and give themselves so much time still to work with?
Well, it's something that he said at halftime. You know, it's not over until it's over. And obviously the boys took what the coach said to them at halftime and took the game to Kaizer Chiefs. But again, if you look at it, Grant, Kaizer Chiefs set back a little bit, which is not what they did earlier on, and you can't blame the coach. He's leading by 3 goals. He wants to manage the process. and it fell fortuitously, and AmaZulu took their chance. Ethan Brooks, for a moment, thought he was one of the Springboks.
Mutswari. Mubara. Space for Mutswari. Kema. Keeps it moving here for Tariq Philis. Just feel like there's been a little bit of confidence injected into this AmaZulu plane.
I suppose that, as well as the fact that Kaizer Chiefs were caught, you know, on the wrong foot for that opener from AmaZulu, but they still have a 2-goal cushion. They need to just keep cool.
Oh, it's a lovely ball. And it's fallen kindly here off the crossbar, and Ighodaro almost able to get it over the line, but Rushwin Dortley with a critical clearance. The Kaizer Chiefs at 6s and 7s as AmaZulu pile on the pressure to try and get themselves back into this one.
AmaZulu doing what Kaizer Chiefs did in the opening minutes of that game. Unfortunately, Brooks unable to control the ball. Ball fell very... Look at the ball dropping there, and I think is it Moremi? On the end of that one, and
Tsabang Moremi came in, and he's unlucky to see his shots come off the crossbar and not down over the line.
You can see the keeper there almost celebrating, and that's Ighodaro going in, but it's Motley there, Dortley, that is able to clear the ball almost off the line.
Well, whatever Pablo Francos chose to say in the dressing room has clearly done the trick.
What do you think it is? Possibly just the fact that he made them believe that it wasn't over yet, that if Kaizer Chiefs could have scored in that time, maybe they could do the same. There we see the substitutes getting ready to come on.
So, we will see the withdrawal here of Wandile Duba, as well as Jabulo Blom. The introduction of Edson Castillo and Fundo Vilakazi, a week and a half ago, scored his first ever senior goal for Kaizer Chiefs. An absolute ripper of a shot into the bottom corner. Will he have a similar impact here? He was given 30 minutes to work with last time out. Here he gets just under 40 minutes. All his appearances for Kaizer Chiefs have come off the bench, half a dozen last season. Sometimes just mere cameos. And he's been given more responsibility, more time to work with.
Well, Dortley has been asked to go right around and can't just go back into play.
There's Banjwa. Oh, he's got that all wrong.
Yeah, it just came off his boot. Looks like Nabi has decided to bring in like for like. Costello, we know that Blom isn't fully match fit, so bringing in a Costello is just to ensure that that midfield is able to deal with the attack from AmaZulu that we've seen and witnessed in these first couple of minutes.
Grant Cross running into trouble. Tsabang Moremi. Russian Dortley clears. AmaZulu actually have a horrific home record against Kaizer Chiefs. All told, in the PSL era, they've won just 5 of 44 previous meetings. But when it comes to games in which they are the home team, 22 previous matches, AmaZulu have won just once, drawing 8 times, losing on 13 occasions. Playing it through. That's once again offside against Moremi.
That's been the story of Moremi's evening. We saw him in the first half playing down on the left-hand side, trying to take on Frosler. He's now been moved back to the right.
I think he's on.
That's very close. I think he was on.
And Miguel has played him on. Kabutanani has not got that right. Chibavir. Sorry. Battling with Gaston Serino.
AmaZulu's come out guns blazing. They realize they have nothing to lose. There were 3 goals to 0 down. And they will do everything in their power to get that second one. And that this game is going to be turned on if it happens. But with the inclusion now of Vilakazi as well as Castillo, Kaizer Chiefs just need to settle the ship. No need to panic. We still have a cushion of 2 goals.
Kaizer Chiefs in their visits to AmaZulu since 1996 have outscored them 44 goals to 19, including this evening. The 23 games that AmaZulu have hosted. Speak about their poor record at home against Chiefs, but with that said, Chiefs have actually failed to win any of their last 3 trips to face AmaZulu. Now break cross. Cuts it back. Serino. Cross again. Mubara gets his body in the way. Now Yusuf Marks. Drag cross. Looking for Chibaviro. Phillies clears. Frosler to Vilakazi. Sorry, Phillies again.
I'll be bringing in Vilakazi to get the player, to get his foot on the ball, to assist Serino in controlling the tempo of that this game. Sorry. Just come in. Let's see what he offers. Nabi.
Moremi's done well. Dispossessing Gaston Serino. And Chivaviro tracks back to take it off him. Castillo. Frosler. Marked. The only win AmaZulu have ever managed at home against Kaizer Chiefs in the league was 2 seasons back. The Roman Falls. 4-0 was the score on that day. Serino. Clearly dragged back.
They're arguing about the foul that they felt Miguel made. But I mean, to be fair to referee, Shivani has been outstanding. Moremi getting a yellow. Yeah, you can see they stuck onto Serino and pulled him back. Definitely a yellow card. Took 1 for the team, Moremi. Well, this is Serino territory. We know he can strike it from here. Zimela looking to set his wall.
And in the previous game against Rumo Gallants, the hierarchy got their way from the Vilakazi, who
Vilakazi took the free kick and scored. It would have been a fairy tale coming off the bench for the second time and then having to score.
We will see his set-piece ability now from the corner. Nice take from the teenager. And they'll get another set-piece on the opposite end.
Yeah, you can see totally disappointed. Didn't get enough on him. It's him and Miguel that have been given the task of converting those corners. Something that we're going to see teams this season having to deal with.
Comes the delivery. I think AmaZulu did a better job this time around of pinning the appropriately sized men to their opponents.
Yeah, that was a talking point at halftime. I'm sure the coach said to them, but why did you guys ask Brooks to mark Miguel?
Last time Kaizer Chiefs won away at AmaZulu, January of 2021. Narrow 1-0 victory. Early goal there from Samir Nukovic. Vilakazi offside.
Yeah, Vilakazi is doing exactly what Moreme did for AmaZulu early on. Doesn't time his run, doesn't look down the line.
A bit awkward. But rescues the situation. Rushwin Dortley. Twadi out to Cross. Jack Cross for Arrows last season completed the second most passes of any player in their squad. He had the second most passes into the final third for Arrows, behind only Knox Matizwa. Hanamu. Vilakazi making a nuisance of himself. Olympian Ngema managed to find Mbandra. Falls here for Ngema. Again, linking up with Mbandra. Hanamu. Ngema. Strong in the challenge is Miguel.
Ngema, very silly, had all the opportunity to cross that ball and didn't do it. Instead, he was looking for a penalty.
AmaZulu last season had a horrendous record against Gauteng sides. 5 draws, 5 losses, no wins from the 10 games they played. At home as well, 4 points collected from a possible 15. They drew with SuperSport, Pirates, with Swallows, the Chiefs as well, lost to Mamelodi Sundowns.
Eden Brooks missing the ball and fouling across in the process, pleading his innocence.
AmaZulu also happened to be 7 games winless at home to Gauteng sides since that 4-0 victory over Kaizer Chiefs that we mentioned in January of 2023. Former Chiefs man, Sunny Zuma, opened the scoring on that day. Another Chiefs man, Patlele, got on the score sheet. Junior Dion was in amongst the goals. He's someone that could be brought off the bench today, potentially, for AmaZulu. Bonge and Tuli rounded out the scoring in injury time of that game. A reminder that that is the only home win AmaZulu have ever managed in 22 league matches against Kaizer Chiefs. Gaston Serena won't advance any further. Brooks to Mutwa. Hanabu. Banjo. goes Mbadwa. Space for Ethan Brooks. It's passed behind Hannibal. So we will see the introduction here of a man that we just alluded to, that's being Junior Dion, coming on for Modemi, who's into the referee's book as well. So the Ivorian hoping to have an impact in what remains of this game. 25 minutes of regulation time still to play. Ben Motsuari for the hosts. The intended targets, Igedaro, ball straight out.
Well, the advantage with Moremo was he was able to run at the defense. He's now brought in a second striker to play alongside Chivaviro. Is it the right choice?
Miguel for Vilakazi. Kaizer Chiefs hoping to avoid 10 seasons without a trophy. Their last piece of silverware, the 2014-15 league title. Since then, they've been runners-up in the 2020-2021 CAF Champions League, runners-up in the 2019-20 Premiership season, 2019 Nedbank Cup runners-up, 2015 MTN8's runners-up, 2015 Telkom Knockout runners-up. They have come very, very close on several occasions and have not been able to end that drought. Referee allows play to go on. Tolipilongera. Upton Buncher. Disguises the pass here for Brooks, who can't find one of three teammates that had managed to get themselves into the area.
Wrong decision there from Brooks. Should have kept it down, tried to chip it across. And these are the moments that have really cost AmaZulu those opportunities of testing the defense of Kaizer Chiefs.
Fundo Vilakazi. Time misplaces his
no, that's silly. That's silly. I mean, he's come on and he wants to play a fancy outside of the foot instead of just keeping it simple. And I think that's something the coach is going to have to chat to him about.
Dion holds off Frosler. Still he continues on. Mutswat. Namupara. If need be, they had only 40% of the ball against Marumo Gallants.
Well, Nanamo needs to watch this particular match to see how often he runs in and off into an offside position. Kaizer Chiefs have lost their rhythm in the second half, which they so dominated in the first half. They need to
well, perhaps,
ensure that they take control of this game.
Yeah, perhaps with them seeing a little bit less of the ball and with AmaZulu trying to push, having some belief now, they are injecting some pace with Dudu Shabalala and Ranga Chivaviro having run their race. Ashley Dupria and Christian Saile are on. Christian Saile started the previous game against Marumo Gallants. One of two changes was made. for this evening's match. Zimela, one of 4 changes for AmaZulu. His inclusion, perhaps a reaction to Vili Motwa's misstep in the previous game. Vili Motwa, by the way, has in the last 5 seasons committed 7 errors leading directly to goals. He's an excellent goalkeeper, but I don't think anyone would dispute the fact that he is occasionally error-prone.
Well, on this occasion, good pass there from the young man. Unfortunately, Saile unable to deal with it.
Ron Human started against Polokwane City. Now gets his opportunity off the bench. 20 minutes to go. Ethan Brooks makes way for him. Ron Human initially with Bidvest Wits, and then spent time out in Israel. Now an opportunity for Kaizer Chiefs to restore their 3-goal cushion. His first real involvement for Ashley Dupree.
It's just come on, receive the ball in acres of space.
Vilakazi. Sereno takes over. See the intention there from Ashley Dupree, doesn't come off for him. Gedaro. Ball through for Junior Dion. Suare forced out of his area. Rowan Human can't keep a hold of it. Nicely done by Kaizer Chiefs. Castillo for Vilakazi. Sereno on his outside. Vilakazi keeps going and keeps going. Now he's looking for another long-range stunner. Straight at him.
Yeah, similar to what he did in the first game against Galan. Human there going the wrong direction. Very promising opportunity where the keeper was unable to clear the ball.
Human. Now Mungeni Kumete. Sorry. Bandra receiving from Human. Dion. Still Junior Dion. Now Iguodaro. Showed too much of the ball, far too much of it to Vilakazi. That's become a staple at the Orlando Stadium of late to see the lights out. There's a live show here at Moses Mabhida. As Elipilongema hangs it up. Mishandle from Mtshwari.
Mtshwari should have done better. Had no business not catching that particular ball.
Intercepted by Castillo. Too strong for Sereno. Hanamob brilliantly away from Vilakazi. Lots of space here from Bandra. Still in Bandra. Drag cross intervenes. Christian Saile thumps it clear. Good take from Gumete. Mubara.
Possibly, if you look at it, was Moremi the right change or Mbanjwa? Mbanjwa hasn't done very well, given the ball away on a number of occasions.
Renua setting it up on the edge of the area. Gamer's strike was blocked away, but here AmaZulu come once again. Oh, it looks as though Coach Nasruddin Nabi is preparing another centre half, given Simango is being told some instructions. Sometimes it can be a bit disruptive, Coach, to add another centre half to the mix, but in a situation like this, does he seem like he's making the right call?
Well, he's trying to lock the game, but is he going to sacrifice one of his centre halves, or is he going to swap one for the other? Well, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I was assuming when I asked that question, of course, that he would be adding the centre half to the existing two, rather than sacrificing one of them. But let us see what indeed he is planning. Here's Ighodaro. Frosler out to meet him. Hanamo. Well tracked by Miguel. Good strength from Ighodaro. Telepilum Gema. Hanamov's cross. Oh, just evades Rowan Newman. Down, stretching his hamstring.
From Serino, he's been the sacrificial.
Credit as well to Ju Shabalala for that Gaston Serino goal, just sprinting up on his outside to keep Mubara in two minds, I guess, as to who he should be tracking.
That takes a lot of skill, patience, and great technical application.
Twari happy to really slow things down as long as he can.
Seems like the photo official is complaining about the coach.
An interesting development, yeah. The advice of the fourth official, here's Muzui, has gone into the referee's book amongst the most animated technical team members we have seen in a while.
Yeah, I wonder what the goalkeeper coach did. Is he the goalkeeper coach?
Yeah.
I wonder what he did. He seems to be amused.
I saw how he partook in the wild celebrations when VIBEEEEES Kaizer scored the winner against Marimo Gallants. Extending an apology on behalf of his coaching staff. Bara works it in field via his head. Mutsuari.
If you just walked in, you wouldn't believe that Kaizer Chiefs was so devastating in the first half. And we've seen now AmaZulu, the dominant team.
Yeah, well, they did their job before the break, didn't they?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You score the goals and then half the battle is won. But Still some time left. They just need to make sure AmaZulu don't get the second one.
What a finish that would set up if they did. Skill from Mutswali. Suman. Bandra. Hanging it up. Oh! Ighodaro hits the uprights with his header. Well, that would certainly have changed the final 10 minutes. Then Mutswali.
And Mutswali.
His book.
Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing. Experienced campaigner, Ben. Saile there on his bicycle. Only one way to stop him, and that was to foul him.
It's a good cross from Bandra. He just stood it up for one of the big men to attack.
Excellent.
What Ighodaro did.
Excellent cross. Great chip. Left the keeper stranded. Ntwari was nowhere near it.
Now back with live action, and Ntwari has had to come to Chiefs' rescue. Well, the mistake presented the opportunity. Not converted by Junior Dion. Chiefs a little jittery.
On the balance of what we've seen in the second half, you could say that AmaZulu has been a little bit unfortunate not to at least have the second goal.
Joseph Marks. Poor pass. Gamma recovers it for AmaZulu. Running Bandra. Mubara. Terrifically entertaining spectacle this has been.
In fact, he left Mutswari on the ground, and
Kaizer Chiefs looking for another to wrap this up. Now AmaZulu might get an opportunity. Dion.
like that was a gift from Mubarak, and he didn't take it.
Will be remembered, and here they come. Oh, that was an opportunity to put themselves within one. Barnes were thwarted as he was about to pull the trigger. Rowan Human. Phillies. And Banjwa. Ball easily cut out. Remarkable to think that these two sides crossing paths in the professional era in the league for the 45th time. First meeting back in the 96-97 season, a 1-1 draw. As AmaZulu look to get something out of this. They'll be happy to grab a draw. And in Kaizer Chiefs, Innocent Twango equalised for AmaZulu, who had to wait. Sam Magagula, Dylan Pillay. It's a 3-2 win for them. Tabang Mbese and Sibong Mvetu scoring for Chiefs. Interesting history between these two sides, and it deepens today as AmaZulu look to try and team and one of the academy products. Send it to Sitole. So that is the trio. They come on to try and change the outcome. It's Hannibal. Still not away. Hanamub again. Etios Igedad, scorer of the goal early in the first half that gave them hope. Rowan Human. Sitole in space. Sitole's cross easily collected.
Well, it seems like the changes that now be made to lock the game has paid dividend, even though AmaZulu has created chances, half chances. The defense has stood.
Twade will be able to take a bit of time with this. We are about to head into 4 additional minutes. Yeah, well, Mamelodi Sundowns are next on the horizon for in all competitions are Kaizer Chiefs. But fans of Amakosi will have real confidence that they can perhaps get something against the champions this coming Saturday. AmaZulu will also be in action as their corner is cleverly forced here by Christian Saile. AmaZulu going away. Never been beaten by 1 win, 3 draws. They have been relatively low-scoring matches, just 3 goals scored across the 4 previous meetings between need of all 3 points. Vilakazi's delivery quite easily away. Kaba. Tamila Skakani. Still Skakani. Now Sitole. All 3 subs get touches in a row. And then the shove from Skakani.
Fantastic half for Chiefs in the first half. Second half, AmaZulu tried to claw their way back. I think both teams can take a lot from this match.
Castillo almost finds Vilakazi. Hanamub. Shuman. Gema. Sitole. Now or never for AmaZulu. Hanamub hits the target. Intradi with the save. And had that gone in, can you imagine the kind of finish we would have had here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium? Chiefs keep their cushion at 2. Think about the chances that AmaZulu have had to reduce the deficit in the second period.
Yeah, it could easily have been a 3-all match if they had taken the chances.
Square ball. Yeah, the first lips of the chairman say a lot.
Well, I think if he looks at this game, he needs to realize that he needs to freshen up the squad. You need a bit more quality.
Job done in Durban for Amakosi. And these 2 coaches crossing paths for the